Natural superpowers.
One of the things I specialize in is CPT. Yo, I was listening to the M joint.
I listened to it 3 times.
I mean, like, everybody knows him could spit. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can rock. Like,
What you
niggas
thought
ain't really wrong
overall?
with him. I mean, I liked him getting at everybody because that's like, you know, I was a part of that, you know, 98, 99 when it was really that first shock value of when he first started doing it. So I appreciate that.
Right.
I like that. I'm not like crazy super Eminem fan, so like for me, I'm not gonna be listening to it for mad years, but
Of course.
it was dope. What do you mean, of course?
With Jay-Z, right? You listen to Jay-Z every fucking day, right?
I had to hustle, back to the wall, ashy knuckles,
I'm on
pockets
fucking
filled
ready.
with a lot of lint, not a cent. Got a vent, yo. But you can't be mad at me for relating to that more than I'm gonna kill my moms.
That's fine.
That thought has never crossed my mind. So when he say, you know, all shit like that, I could live through that.
We gotta save it, right?
Yeah,
because
you're
I
right.
ain't.
My bad.
Notice I'm not saying
starting
nothing.
off with that, right?
You
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Real
you
quick,
trying to see?
Matt.
Yes.
Matt. So, question. So, as far as the starting time, is it gonna start? Say, for example, we'll start 5:21. Does that mean it ends at 7:21, or is that like overtime booked? How do we do that?
You book from 5 to 7 and ends at 7.
Ends at 7. All right, cool. So we're straight. Anything go over, it'll just be overcharges.
We don't really, because we have a show after you. So
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because
yeah,
this is
so
mine.
if you think you might
My
go
bad, y'all.
over, book 3 hours next time.
Okay.
Just because we do have another show after you, so we can't go.
No
like
problem.
10 minutes over, we can't go like a half hour.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
No, we're good. Just
Cool.
wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And so we're starting with the music, and then are we fading out, and then bringing
Yeah,
you
we
guys
can
in?
fade out in like 10 seconds.
Okay.
You know, everybody's been telling me what they think about me for the last few months. Maybe it's time I tell them what I think about them.
Yes. 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 Episode 1, Unpopular Opinions podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready.
First one.
First one.
Hama. I know my mother's listening, so
Yeah.
Hama.
She might be watching. She gonna be watching too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
Mhm.
know she is.
Rain sporting that cherry red.
All right.
So let's
Red
get
makes a statement. Red
Uh.
pops. So I'm glad she. I'm
Because
glad
I'm a
she
pop
did
on
that.
both of y'all.
See, I was trying to keep it cool for the beginning, but now the gloves is off.
So here's the thing. Like, introduce yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Ladies first. Ladies first.
I go by the name of Boss Chick Rain. You already know Boss Chick's rules. I'm repping
Chit, chit.
Chit.
She gonna say that like 800 times.
I got to. You know, I got to rep. Yeah, I'm ready just to, do the 1, 2.
All right. I would shake your hand, but no. Ain't no gloves is off.
Let's do it.
What's up, you brother?
Yeah, I'm Carnegie _kid. Do a little bit of everything. Rapper, writer, philanthropist, entrepreneur, do a little bit of everything. But, I'm glad I'm here to voice my unpopular opinion. I'm not going to take it easy on y'all because we people, outside of this, we people. But, in the ring, anybody could get it.
That's a fact.
Oh, well, all right. Okay. Me, go by Omar King McCray, Adventures of Cray, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to tell y'all my occupation. That's too much information. But we just going to get right into it. But I know you wanted to make a dedication real quick.
Oh, yeah, definitely. One of my really, really good friends passed recently. And since this was the first show, I felt like it was appropriate to dedicate this to her. Alexis, rest in peace. We love you. We miss you. You always tried to push me to pursue my goals and, achieve all of my dreams. So this is definitely in dedication to you, and everything I do moving forward will be for you. So sleep in peace. I'll see you soon.
Yes. And I also want to dedicate this show to my boy Horse. You know what I'm saying? With my previous show, No Introductions, he was with me. He's actually under seizure surveillance. So I just want to let him know this show is dedicated to him. R.I.P. to Mel from Bronxdale. R.I.P. to Jorge from Bronxdale, man. It's for you guys.
Definitely.
All right. So,
Unpopular opinion number 1.
Eminem album review.
Yes, let's do
All
it.
right. Drum roll.
Thoughts. Ladies first.
Always.
Let's see. Overall, it's a dope body of work. However, I'll be honest. Initially, I wrote it off a little bit because M is a dope lyricist and everything, and I always loved M, like all of his projects, except probably like the last one. I mean, I don't want to get shot by M, on the next.
Yeah,
on,
he will get.
He will see that.
On
He will
Kamikaze
shoot that.
Part 2.
It goes chick rain, don't bring the pain. I'm living the same.
Exactly.
He'll get you.
On Kamikaze Part 2, but I feel like overall it's dope, but I do still feel my only issue is that I don't feel that he's brought that flow by himself up to date.
What do you
It's
mean?
still outdated a little bit. And rappers is like case in point, the songs, like the first 2 songs, The Ringer everyone's talking about, and another joint. It wasn't until the joint with Joyner Kersey that Joyner Kersey, what's his name?
Yeah, it's not Joyner Kersey. It's
Joyner
Joyner
Kersey.
Lucas.
Joyner Lucas. Jackie Joyner
You think?
Kersey.
Yeah. Wrong Kersey.
Right.
Yeah, I was
Not wrong Joyner. There we go.
Yes. But the one with Joyner, it was like I feel like Joyner made him kind of modernize it a little bit, so I liked it more. Overall, it's not whack.
But didn't he have the joint with Royce where they was
That's
kinda,
fire, too.
and
No,
that
it's
shit was like
fire.
5 minutes long. He was trying to get in everybody's
And
flow.
Royce kind of smoked him, in my opinion.
That's
don't
that's
know
to be
about that.
debated. I don't think so.
I do not
Royce
think
is
so.
better than M, yo.
Get the fuck out.
That's a fact. Everyone knows that, yo. Come on, that's a fact.
See,
Royce
I know-
is better than M.
See, I know the show is named
What?
Unpopular Opinions, but goddamn,
That's the
That's-
most.
that's the most
No, it's
unpopular.
not.
This
Y'all-
the first
y'all
show,
are
and that's
under-
gonna be the most unpopular
Y'all
of
under
Word.
all
rocks.
time.
Y'all under rocks, real. A lot of people know have debated this. Royce is actually better than M, yo.
Now I don't agree. I don't agree with this, but there are a lot of people that consider M number 1. So where do you
He's not
consider
number
Royce?
1.
So Royce got to be top 10 there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
All
not
time,
necessarily
if
in my
you
top.
saying.
No, we're just talking
So
about
then
raw
where's M?
talent. I'm not talking. M is not in my top 5. He's one
Top
of the
10.
greatest. He is a GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying off of raw lyricism, raw spit, Royce edged him on that record. He smoked him actually on that record.
I don't know.
Went from
I
edge to
don't
smoked.
know. Yeah,
He's,
I don't
no,
know.
I started with smoked, but y'all making me say edged. But now he smoked him on that record.
I can't.
Because
I can't
see,
agree
here's the
with that.
thing, and then I'm gonna let I'll pass the.
do your
the
thing.
baton. The thing with M, not just with M,
Convince
all
me.
all rappers. When you take time off, this is why I always go hard for Jay-Z, because Jay-Z, I always say he's never sounded outdated. Hip hop is about being fresh. It's about sounding up to date, no matter what. The age doesn't matter, but you have to sound fresh. And he got mad at everyone because they didn't like the last one. They don't love it because it didn't sound fresh. And that's what I'm saying. He's almost there, but to me, on this body of work by himself. Now, what I love about it is the creativity. The song with the girl I never heard of. She's a singer from Toronto, I think.
Jesse Reyes. Jesse
That's a
Reyes.
dope creative song, like nice. And I didn't realize that it's actually 2 songs.
Yeah.
Nice Guy and Good Guy, and it's very creative. And I like the overall creativity and the originality. I love how they mock the Migos flow. And
that was
kinda-
beautiful.
It's fire. It's
That was
just
beautiful.
creative. Like that's what hip hop is missing.
And I
so
think-
M gets it.
I think that's all Eminem. His shit, because I feel like he thinks outside the box
Right.
a lot.
True.
I can really appreciate. Well, the sleeper for me on the album was Stepping Stone, when he was talking about the relationship with him and D12.
Yeah.
That was
I
ill.
appreciated that.
That was it, because I
appreciated
felt like
that.
a lot of people was thinking about that and how their relationship was just how it drifted after Proof died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
that was definitely a good perspective. That was a sleeper, but my favorite track was Fall. What are y'all thoughts on that song Fall?
Fall. Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
That was how we introed the joint. It's too late. He had like 4 different flows on that joint.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's lyrical exercise.
Yeah.
Like for M, his pen is there. His delivery is, top notch. Like I'm not the craziest, Eminem is the GOAT fan like that. But as far as respect, like you gotta give
Respect
it
the
up to
skill.
him. Yeah, like
Respect
his,
the skill.
he's an all time great as far as rapping with flowing. And I think he put that on display with this
Yeah.
show. That was
I put it up there with and fuck y'all for this, but
Nah.
I'll put it up there with
No.
I'll put it up there
No.
with Recovery.
Okay.
Recovery was a dope
I
album.
thought you was about to say Marshall Mathers and Emmett and all
No.
those. Like,
I feel like that's like sometimes with artists you can do it with these type of artists, right? Like their tier of albums. I feel like this would be like his tier 2 type of album. Tier 1.
I can see this getting
You feel
into
what I'm
tier
saying?
2. Yeah, I agree
tier
with that.
2
I can
was
see
like
that.
was not Revival, excuse me. Recovery, which was dope. I feel like this album was right up there.
I liked Eminem's show. I
That
don't
was
know
dope
if people
album.
really. I really liked Eminem's show. Like when he was,
I
really
like
doing
with
that
M
shit.
all
That
the
was
way.
wild.
And see, the whole thing is you just can't really. You can, but not everyone can take a break and come back and still sound fresh.
And you don't think Eminem can do that?
Well, he didn't do it. That's the whole thing.
See, the thing I think about
Not
with
with
that,
this, with Revival. And the album before that, he had like 2. He stunk it up like twice.
is anybody from 20 years ago supposed to still be dominating though? Because I think like in sports and music, in any category, I don't think anyone from 20 years ago is supposed to still be dominating. Like,
I can name one.
Who?
And
You
not
shouldn't be though.
No,
Like,
why? It's not about dominating. It's
because
just
I think
about
you have
sounding
your
fresh.
time.
Hip hop is just about being fresh. If you have a platform and you have a following, you can rap forever. It's an art form.
But I mean, like even like Michael Jackson, the GOAT of everything. You know what I'm saying? In '84, it was a difference between him and 2004. And not to say that those albums wasn't dope. The Dream with Chris Tucker, where he was doing that was you're right, my world, that was dope. But it wasn't bad in Thriller era. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 years later, I don't think anybody should still be at that forefront of being good. I just think rap is so bad now that the people from 20 years ago are smoking everybody that's out now.
I don't really agree with that. Not with rap. I feel like it's like fine wine. Rap is something that you hone. A lot of rappers cannot rap, and then they get better over time. Like rap is like anything. It's like playing an instrument. There are people that have natural talent and that kill it right off the rip, and then there are people that want to just play an instrument and they get better over time. And rap is the same way.
But I say like somebody like Big Daddy Kane, who I love Kane. I'm one of the people that really, really go hard for Kane, like as being up there, with Rakim and all that. But as good as they were at that time, in 2000, you really didn't want to hear a verse from Big Daddy Kane and one of them. Not to say they weren't good, and no disrespect, y'all. Please, the internet don't kill me, but because you didn't want to really hear them bars. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I disagree. I think because
as good as Running them was, you ain't want to hear Running 2000.
So why we still want to hear Jay? Jay is about 50 years old.
Because it's bad. That's what I'm saying. In 2000, there was people that actually had progressed the culture, so it got to a point where they couldn't rap no more. Now the people from 20 years ago still look that good because we haven't progressed.
Jay is one. This is why a lot of people can't fuck with Jay, is because Jay has been consistent, and his time off is never so much time that he loses his ear to the music, and that's on the rapper. I could say the same thing of Ghostface Killer. To me, Ghostface Killer, he always still sounds fresh. Rap, like case in point, Raekwon, and I didn't hear the whole album, but it fell on deaf ears. Some people loved it. But Raekwon put out a body of work more recently, and it wasn't like super fresh. And when I say fresh, I just mean like today. You can be who you are and still rep, but hip hop has to be fresh, and that's why the old heads can't knock the new, the new guys, because it's still creativity there. It's not all a dub. It can't be, because those are the people that's keep moving it forward.
I just think we didn't progress like as good as Run and and Kane and all of them was in 2000. You did not want to hear a verse from them. You know what I'm saying? Like fast forward 20 years later, you didn't want to hear that because they couldn't. Is what like it was. If there was a spot for that, trust me, the Interscopes, the Sonys, the Warner Brothers, they would have had a platform for it. You see Run making reality shows and all that. If there was a market for him to still be dropping records, he would have been dropping records. Nobody just wouldn't have bought it. It's just that
he went the Reverend route. He wasn't on.
I mean, it was just an example. L would still drop a record if he could.
I hope he does.
L would still, but he could.
I hope he does.
If he could, he would.
No, let's hold up. I want y'all to know.
I do not want another LL record.
LL's last album is 2000. 12?
This
It's
is
not
for
that-
my
it's not that long
number
ago.
one. That one?
No, bro, that's like
I don't
15
want
years ago,
another.
dog.
I do not want another LL
But what
album. I'm
saying is,
sorry.
that was
fulfilled the
just to use an
obligation, but it's
example
still- he still
of
had a hit on
somebody
there.
who was popping 25 years, who was the man. L was the man, and now you don't want to hear that from him, which it should be. That's the natural order of things. Somebody else should be the man. Em and Hove shouldn't still
Only
be the
in
man
rap. That's not
in
in real life.
2018.
That's not in real life. Only in rap that they do
I
stuff
think
like
in
that. That's
art,
corny. No,
in
you're supposed
sports,
to pass
and
the
shit like
torch.
that.
No, with
Yeah.
sports, your body can't do it anymore. Rap is an art form.
Well-
Some people are the best writers way late in life.
But even I
Maya
said, even
Angelou
Mike.
Maya
even
Angelou
Michael
did not start
Jackson.
writing until like she was like in her 50s.
Stepping in my
Like
territory.
that's irrelevant when it comes to rap, yo. You just have to hone your skill and
It's
you
just-
have to stay relevant and stay fresh.
In that regard, it's just the reflection of the culture. If you think about it, rap, especially New York rap, nobody's bringing each other up like that. Not
True.
like they doing in down south. If we just gonna keep it a buck, like the culture of rap is every man for themselves in essence, and pinning each other against one another. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's just the New York spirit of everything. It's always, I'm better than you. I know somebody that, my block, my hood, because it's just so many people. It's competition for everything. Walking down the street, it's like, almost a competition. We elbowing each other. You get on the train, it's like it's ingrained in you, like subconscious. You don't even realize you're doing it.
Do y'all think that Eminem brought, to bring it back to this album, do y'all think he brought it lyrically?
That
course.
goes without saying. That's
That
anything
goes.
with him.
I'm just saying the robotic shit gets played out at times.
I feel you. I was going for that because we talked about that. We
But
talked
then you
about
kind
that.
of saying what I'm saying, that
Yeah.
20 years later, we don't want to hear that.
No,
You
No.
shouldn't still
No.
be
What he
with
was
that.
saying was working. I was feeling this shit. It
Not
was
on all
what he.
songs. But the
I mean,
consensus is even from the youngins, they like the album.
yeah.
So it's not that we don't want to hear it.
True.
It's kind of refreshing because it's not out there. Like people just drop bodies of work and it lacks kind of creativity. And this has creativity. These are not songs that you're gonna hear in the club.
And it's
You know
not-
what I'm saying? You might take a day trip or a road trip or something like that.
But there's a lot of shit that you're not gonna hear in the club. I mean, nigga, like
No, I'm just saying
yeah.
it's still a creative body of work.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Plus, I like the title Kamikaze because he
Ooh.
literally ran into everybody
Yeah,
and
that
took a
was
shot
dope.
at everybody. It's dope.
Yeah, I love it.
Overall, it's dope. I'm not knocking it.
I like the cover art to it.
Yeah, the
with
cover
the
art was
FU
dope.
and all of that. Like, I like.
What do
all
you
of those
think? Do you
little
think that Joe
subtle
Budden should take? He's not going to probably.
respond how? I mean, he's going to reference. He's going to.
He's gonna-
about
of
it
course
on
he
his
is.
podcast.
As
Of
a
course he is, on his
podcaster,
podcast,
but not as a rapper.
Can he be? Oh, nah.
Let's talk about
Did
that.
he
Can
say
he
he
out-
retired?
He said he retired, but there's no way Joe Budden's can outbar Eminem.
Nah, hell
Are y'all
no.
crazy?
He can
Nah.
outbar Eminem.
Y'all think that Eminem is untouchable?
You see, and I'm no way crazy Eminem,
This is
but
me
you
sipping
be
my
kinda
tea.
Giving,
Please
yeah,
sip
you
it.
my hot
please.
tea.
giving
He's
it.
not untouchable.
You-
Joe
but you
Budden
think
is one of my
Every
favorite
rapper
rappers.
is touchable.
Nah, but I just think you put.
Pause. Every rapper is.
Okay,
Every rapper is.
So,
I was stuck on the pause. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You know,
Touchable.
Mario got me around, and all they do is pause all day. But every rapper is touchable.
I don't know.
Now I don't know about that. Hey.
You don't think that Joe Budden has the skill level lyrically? To
No.
compete?
Here's the thing, and I guess this is more or less for the conversation for Mook versus A-Verb. 2-1, by the way, Mook. But I'm just saying, Eminem, he comes from that cloth. Like Joe Budden's. I'm thinking of battle mode. If they're in front of one another, Eminem is gonna outbar him.
Who did he try
Hands
to battle?
down.
The
No,
Hollow
he
the Dog.
tried to
He
battle
battle
Hollow.
Dog and he got mad because they was clowning
Yeah.
him. You can't. He's not ready for it.
Yeah, it's
I
like it's a
disagree.
different ball game. It's a different ring. It's
It
a
is
I mean,
different
can
ring.
he?
But
Yeah,
he's still
because
from
whatever.
the same era. Y'all know what era Joe Budden's from?
I feel you. I know what era he's from, but that's just
Me personally, I never count. Because I always look at the initial, the base. Like I don't count out potential and I don't count out raw skills. And on the surface, Joe Budden is lyrically, he can compete with Eminem. It's not like he cannot. Is all I'm saying. I'm not
Okay.
saying he will beat him. I'm saying
I feel you. That's
Budden-
like
that's like how they said this is old news, but
do you think?
real talk. They said that Drake could never battle, or he can never out rap someone. He out rapped Pusha T. Pusha T won the battle, but Pusha T did not out rap Drake. Drake had better bars. That's a fact.
How did Drake have better ball? I can't
Do you
even say
want,
this
you,
shit.
you really want to do this? Like I do.
Yeah.
Battle rap is my
Which
thing.
song?
I'm not intimidated by you,
Y'all want to
Rain.
do this though?
I'm not intimidated. I'm not
Yeah.
scared of you.
All right, so in battle rap, and it's the same thing. This is like a real live rap battle, right?
Mhm.
Pusha T won because of personals. In battle rap, you can win with personals. He didn't win because of skill. He won because of personals. It was genius to, the cover art, the whole, the title.
Drake ain't
all
win
of that.
because of skill against Meek. You win because the way you win is no
No,
holds
Drake
barred
won
in it.
because of skill.
Not against Meek.
Yes, he did. Drake's diss became a hit record in the club. You can't once a diss is something that people are in the club
That was
rocking to.
gimmicky. That wasn't really
Definitely.
skill. That wasn't stand in front of you, dissect.
But he
you,
killed
battle
him.
rap,
We-
that was sing songy.
Nah, we can recite the whole entire Drake Meek diss from Drake. He won because of skill as well. Those are bars. He spit bars.
Please, ain't nothing
Yeah, I'm good on that.
near me, please.
Nah,
that don't
it
sound
was
like
bars, yo.
That sound like singy songy. Get the club on
The
your
Twitter
side.
fingers. I mean, you
Definitely,
embodied by a
definitely,
singing nigga.
definitely.
Come on,
That was
Those
crazy.
is bars.
That was
Those is
crazy.
bars.
I'm not talking about him versus
Son.
Meek. We already know.
No, I'm just talking about the
It's
level
2-0.
of a battle.
2-0 Drake on that
Drake
one.
did not get out rapped by Pusha T, who on paper Pusha T is a better rapper than Drake. But Pusha T did not use his rap skills to win the battle.
I think he did because you
used
simply ain't even
personals.
come out. You said no mas. You ain't even come out for the round. You
I
said
felt
no
like-
mas. You ain't even want to
Because
rap
he,
no
he,
more. You
he
quit.
went way below the belt.
I felt fuck that. Drake did that. Drake started that. You don't mention somebody's lady in the trick in the verse.
Oh my gosh, that was a bar.
Fuck
he
that.
said that was a bar. Then
So?
on top, that's my point.
So why not?
Drake out rapped Pusha T. He out rapped him.
I can't.
And he
Hey.
out barred him. Name one Pusha T bar that was fire. I can tell you one. You tell me what one was fire.
I don't really know.
I know because it's not memorable.
I don't know. I don't know.
Infrared.
Drake's
I don't remember Drake's either, but Infrared stood out to me as far as him going at Drake.
It wasn't better than Duppy Freestyle. It wasn't.
That is your unpopular opinion.
That's a fact. That's not an unpopular opinion. That's a fact.
Nah.
That's a fact. Infrared had one shot.
Duppy.
Duppy Freestyle is what you do when you're battling someone. It was non-stop directed bars.
Kanye.
No, at
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
at,
It was the
at,
Story
at
of
Pusha.
Aubrey. That was the name of Pusha T's Story of Aubrey.
No, the story of Adidon.
Adidon.
Yeah,
Adidon.
'cause that- and
And
yo,
his
and you
son.
know how that shit was really even iller? Because
The
that shit
picture.
was a checkmate. No, because Drake was about to drop his Align with Adidas. And
That's
and
why
they
he won.
seized that whole shit because of
That's not bars.
Pusha T's song. They dropped that whole
That
shit.
shit was
That's
easy.
a super checkmate.
Now, hold on.
That's
Right.
that's
You know what's even
personal. He
crazier?
don't even have as much power.
Guess
as
who
you
else
in the
is on
industry.
Adidas? Pusha T.
Yeah.
Pusha T.
And they dropped it. They
But y'all
seized
just
that
proved my
whole
point.
shit
I'm
'cause of
How
glad
do we
you know
how do
that.
how do we prove
Rain
your
is
point?
up 2-0 right now. Facts.
Yo, so
On the playback, because
You
I
understand
believe
that
see
shit.
when I state something, I back it, and I just show. I guess that's still all personals. That's not bars. I said that
You
Drake.
ain't say no bars.
you didn't say any bars
I
from Drake
said
yet.
I can
What'd you
name
say?
bad bars and then you
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
name none.
on Duppy Freestyle.
Yeah, or whatever.
What the
period.
fuck is a
Throughout
duppy,
the
by the
whole
way? I was
freestyle.
trying to. What is?
That Duppy is
It's
it's
one
a
of
West
them
Indian
Toronto
way. Yeah, it's one of
words
the
that they
Toronto
use
words.
in, you know.
He outbarred
Canadian bacon,
Pusha
eh?
T, son.
How do you?
Anyway,
Anyway, man, listen.
it's
So
all
to
good.
segue into battle rap,
Yeah, let's go.
why
Let's
not
do it.
talk about Murder Mook versus A Verb? Who won
Mook.
in your book?
I mean,
What do you got? How you got it?
Mook, of course, Mook won. I mean, it's not even close.
3-0, 2-1, debatable. Which I fucking hate that term
Um,
debatable in battle rap now.
It's. I mean, see, this is the thing with the battle rap. It's like you gotta appeal to the lowest common denominator. So like A Verb, his bars were good, but they were a little bit more simplistic. So when he says it in front of a crowd, it's easier for a crowd to go, oh, when he says it. So that makes it look good. Mook's bars are almost like you hear him the second time and you
Yeah.
catching things where it's like, wow, his rapping is really leaps and bounds better than A Verb. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like professional against
Yeah.
college player with it. Not to say like A Verb did his thing. No disrespect to him, but
And I just
Mook
got.
You know what?
way
I'm
better
glad you
rap.
said
I
that.
just got to say this though. First of all, shout out to Rain for doing a face off for that. Shout
oh
out
Rain,
to
yo,
you.
good
word.
looks.
Shout
That
out
was
to Rain.
super dope. That was super
Good
dope.
looks.
Super dope. First, and your patience was
Check
amazing.
that out too, y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yo.
know that I was that. I
Your
didn't feel-
patience?
know-
You look like me in a classroom.
I was just.
Yo.
I wasn't saying shit because they like the testosterone. Like they
Yo.
were so like. It was intense. So I was just like,
Yo.
oh, okay, I'm just gonna like.
I'm like,
throw
yo,
my
Yeah.
question out there.
Word.
Yeah,
Let
just
y'all
let it
go.
happen.
You just
know?
look like somebody. You was like, hold up, okay.
You see how I turned up my
Yeah.
head right now?
Uh-huh.
I felt like it wasn't coming out because
Yeah.
they were going so hard. So.
And then Mook wouldn't let him finish, and then A Verb was just like,
it was annoying though.
Yo.
Like
And Avery got the
I
softest voice. Like, yeah, but go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna let you do all that. I want all that. I want all that.
I appreciate that though. Like they passionate about what
Yeah.
they're doing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right.
this is something that you prepared your whole life for,
Yeah.
the whole essence of the sport.
It was a classic, and I will say
definitely
this
was.
though. This set
Definitely
the standard. Shout out to ARP and the Red
RBE.
Breed,
Yep,
RBE. You know what I'm saying, for
Yeah,
putting that
word
shit
up.
right out.
Shout out.
And I feel like for me as a fan of battle rap, since the Smack DVD days, like I can appreciate some shit like that. As monumental as it was, the fact that it was out just like that.
Hell yeah.
Because I wanted to see that shit.
Word,
You know what I'm
word.
saying? So the
Yeah,
fact
I'll
that it
second
came
that.
right
That's
out.
kind of quick for such
Yeah.
a big battle, though.
And it was
I
dope.
will
I
front.
thought I can appreciate that because I don't want to wait 4 months for a back. You kind of lose interest after that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's
strike while
something
They
the
I.
iron's
still
hot.
got everyone talking about it, and I get like
You feel me?
not body, but like the unpopular opinion is that Mook won. The culture crown verb.
And
It's no
The
way.
funny thing is,
And
it's
I'm
almost
glad
like-
you said that because that's exactly what it was. And I didn't because I'm currently writing an article on that, just kind of like breaking down the battle a little bit and just saying that the culture,
Yeah.
kind of crown verb. But that's a point that I can use is that verb kind of like pandered to
Of course.
the crowd.
Of
But you can't be
And-
mad at him for that.
but
You
no,
playing
nothing
the
wrong
game.
That
with
was
that, but-
definitely
Like,
strategic of him.
yeah.
If that was his
was,
MO.
But the thing that my issue with it is that it was very lazy writing, and everyone's saying that I've seen Verb 10 times better than that, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is Verb's best performance."
Yeah, we
But it was
discussed
just
that too. yeah.
they were so hyped off of what he was saying,
Mhm.
not if but not off of it being hot.
Yeah.
Just off of the content, they were happy that someone was saying like, "Oh, Mook, you ain't doing shit for the culture.
Yeah.
You're not one of us." They loved all that,
Uh-huh.
but it's not rhyming.
Uh-huh.
That's what was pissing me off. I mean, you're a rapper. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not spoken word. It's battle rap. You know what I mean? It's supposed to rhyme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But that was strategic of him because nobody ever hit what Mook. Nobody ever hit Mook like that from that perspective.
they don't.
You know what I'm saying? So
The
that
angle
was the
too.
reason why.
That's
But
true.
then you got to think of the air too. It's very simplistic, and he made a good point. He was on 15 Minutes of Fame, and he was just talking
Who?
about a Mook.
Mook,
He was on there, and he was just talking about how like people it's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. They don't listen for bars.
No.
Like he had bars on bars.
I mean, honestly,
Like-
in his defense, I think everybody's
His-
just not quick enough to catch what he's saying.
Let
He's
me-
so deep
And
that
then
it's
he-
like, you
and-
know,
and
you
he-
gotta be witty to catch his shit.
And he made a comparison with Tay Rock, and Tay Rock is one of my favorite battle rappers, and no disrespect.
Gunbar King.
And he mentioned that he was just like how okay
fuck with
now.
Rock.
So what people are expecting that now. And I kind of saw that when he battled Goods because Goods came at him. He was aggressive throughout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it kind of like put down the shield a bit for
yeah,
Tay Rock.
Yeah.
So he was just like, yo, so now what to expect? What else can you give us
Mm-hmm.
besides them gun bars? You understand? So it's just kind of like, ah, shit. And Tay Rock's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you go to different venues. In the show, when they did it in Houston, which I have my opinions on that shit as far as like Smack expanding a different place. Because ultimately, I feel like this. And I'm fucking going off on a tangent, but I don't like URL TV crowds, man. Like comparison to KOTD,
Wow.
I feel like KOTD, they're hardcore lyricism, rap appreciatives. That's even a fucking word. But you know what I'm
nah,
saying?
yeah,
It's just like, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
URL, they're just so fucking dead. Maybe it's in correlation how URL like presents their
URL Super Hollywood,
yeah,
like,
how they
people
present
more
it.
trying
Because
to
I
look
hear,
good then.
I often hear on blogs and people who've went that they don't start on time.
Yeah.
Like it's very like all lax and all that at the event. Maybe that plays into it, but it's just like yo, the it's just so dead, man.
Yeah.
the crowd has changed over time. So I used to feel the same way, but I call it like it's different. You know, you have the $20 crowd, then you got the the $100 crowd where like certain crowds is just like, the $20 crowd is probably the most lit. You know what I mean? Where they haven't probably had $20 tickets in a long time, but the cheaper tickets is where people kind of like show it a little bit more. But sometimes I don't know if it's all of the events though kind of like go through the
So
not starting on time.
let me ask you this though, and you can answer too, Carnegie. Like, what's the difference between KOTD crowd and the URL crowd? What do you think?
I never look at it like that. It's just
I feel like
it's
there's
it's a racial difference. That's the major difference. But the difference is also that they say that people who are coming to the events in Canada. Like they actually come in because it's something. This is what I try to market battle rap to those people. They actually are coming just to have a good time on a Friday or a Saturday, not necessarily to come and be about battle rap. You know what I mean? So they're being entertained, and that's why I feel like bringing it back to the battle. What the battle rap culture kind of is now like. They're kind of, in my opinion, they're stuck. Like this era is an era where you can kind of like do you. And they still, that's also why they feel that Verb won, because when he said that corny thing about the python with the mouse, and you're like a mouse in the cage, and the industry, they got their gold chains, and they you know, all that was corny to me.
I don't think it was that hot either.
But they loved it. You know why? Because that's what they think it is. They still on some let me in. And that's not what it is. It's not a let me in. It's the same sacrifices that they did for, you know, for battle rap to get paid on that level. It's the same thing you have to do with your music.
Honestly, I think the whole thing about the culture trying to crown Verb, it's an effect that once you on top for too long, people are naturally always going to want to go against you. It's the same thing in sports. You're a Patriots fan. People hate the Patriots because they win all the time. Not even in the division, no beef. You just win all the time. People hated the Lakers because they won all the time.
I knew he was going to chime that shit in.
People hate Mook because he's the top dog. So once it gets to a point, it's like people just want to go.
Wait. No. And here's the way. I think Mook won.
No way. It's no way.
No. I feel you. But I will say this, though, about Mook.
It's no way.
I will say this, though, about Mook, and this is the reason why I appreciate the Lux and the Hollow the Dawn, because they get in the ring. They fight. Yeah. I feel like with Mook, he comes off a bit hostidity, even though he is nice. His pen is crazy. I'm more of a Lux kind of dude. Shout out to Lux. But, like, I respect people who get in there, man.
Lux is about to battle Verb.
Can't wait. And I feel like with Lux, he don't back down. Like the fact that when I saw that Summer Madness when he battled Calico, prior to that, I'm watching Calico's battles. I'm like, oh, this boy is a problem. Yeah. Like I would have second guessed it if I were him in that instance. But the fact that he went at him, he went at Hollow. Who else he went at? Charlie Clips. Like Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's keeping that pen sharp, I can respect that, man. It's just like when you put yourself high up there, you understand what I'm saying? It's bound to happen. Shit like this. When you battle a Verb, people start to question it because you know what? There's a chink in your armor now. You know what I'm saying?
But he didn't overkill him, though.
No. I agree, but I'm just reflecting the masses' thoughts on that. You understand?
I'm just saying, just to add to that, that's why they have him losing, because this is the consensus that they felt he was talking too much shit before the battle. He was talking like, yo, he ain't gonna win a bar on me. Like he was talking all that, and then
should you not talk like that if you feel like I'm the best? Like Mook has the right to feel like, yo, I'm the best who's ever done this.
But he
whether
didn't
you
live
agree
up
or
to
not,
their expectations, though. That's the whole thing.
I mean, I think he did, man. After doing it for so long,
I'll be honest.
No way
last night I watched
O
Red versus DNA, and honestly, the material is way better than Mook versus Verb, and the stuff that y'all saying it was exceptional about Mook could not really fuck with what neither one of them was saying last night.
You serious?
I feel like because they were saying certain things that, to me, I liked Mook's writing. I thought it was it was better. I thought it was dope. He had a couple of reaches.
Of course he did. I feel like in every battle there's going to be like 4 or 5 reaches. Like there's about 4 or 5, and every battle is about 4 or 5. And it's like, whoa.
As long as you can make the
crowd exactly.
I think the one thing that was crazy about, let me discuss this. I think Mook definitely won, but talking about mothers, man, I think mothers are off limits. Like everything is on the table. Talk about everything, kids, job, history, whatever. But when you start going into personals about mothers, that makes it different for me. Like, don't
battle rap, man.
Don't talk
so
about my mom.
You have to exactly.
Yeah, it would have been like,
you would have had another math dose type shit.
Exactly, because don't you ODing now? Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it doesn't matter. You on a free, it's like basketball. You on a free throw line, and I'm playing against you. And I know what gets you off your game. If I say that's why your mom's she was flipping pancakes at hot button,
we
nigga.
are playing
in the you can't do moms, yo.
I know.
I average a technical foul per game. Probably.
I was just saying.
He just told me that.
I average a technical foul per game.
I don't think that's good, though. That's not good.
Yo, Rain, he's not lying.
Yo, but when
that's crazy.
When my team needs that energy, I bring it. Sometimes
not for nothing. There was one. I'm like, my guy, stop.
Yo,
Shut
my
your mouth.
bad. My bad. Sometimes I do go off at the handle, but
Shout out. We was back to back though. Back to back chips.
back champions.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
Back to back.
That's what's
definitely.
up, that's
They
what's
know
up.
about
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
But, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you can say anything. I've said so many things during the game,
Yeah.
but I've never said anything about anybody's mother, man.
I feel
draw
like
the line
all.
there.
I feel like all. It doesn't matter.
Like
I'm-
generic things, like, oh, did your mom buy you that? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But when you personally going, yo, your mom's used to be, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody, I don't like. Yeah,
I
like,
respect.
when
It's
you
a
get
battle. You
personal,
gotta have tough skin. I'm with it.
Well, I don't know, man.
I'm cut from that cloth. Like,
I don't know.
fuck it.
Like even
at
when
any
Pusha T
advantage.
said something about Drake's mother, I was like, bro,
Nah.
I think that's
Nah.
Pusha T went below.
He went below the belt, but
yo.
fuck it.
Kid, I didn't
I
care
loved
about.
it.
Fuck it.
I loved
I
it.
didn't care about
I
the
loved
moms.
it.
I'm like,
That's
son,
why
40, I
Jay
didn't
Prince
care
was
about.
like chill because it was about to be something else. In my
Nah.
opinion.
I didn't care about him talking about 40 with the cancer.
Yeah, I didn't care
was
about
bad.
that either.
But the moms, I was like, son,
And his pops.
I'm out. Pops, I don't even care.
Of course,
Pops, I love
Just the
you.
moms?
Everybody forget about everybody forget about Pops.
Yo, you can pop shit about my
There's
pop.
no
I'll be like,
positive
yeah,
pop
that's
song.
Yeah, ain't no nothing but yo.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's the only fucked up. That's the fucked up shit. We need to get more good songs for the pops,
Yo,
man.
honestly, that's a good idea. I'm about to make a song my pop.
Word.
Pops, I love you, bro.
Dear
Like,
mama.
yo, yeah, son.
I always
Word.
love my mama.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? What's the other
Word.
mama
Sound
song?
like I hate it
I'm
right
making
now.
a song for
What's
my
another song
pops
for mama?
tonight.
Mama,
I'm
you
making a
know
million songs,
I
yeah.
love you.
Son, what?
You need to come up with a pop song. I'm gonna go
I'm
home
making
and
a
write
pop song
a
tonight.
positive pop poem.
I'm
There we
making
go
a
for
pop
pops.
song tonight.
Pop,
This
pop.
is-
Shout out to the pops, man.
Word, yeah.
And
Nah,
that's the
nah,
title.
pops. I love you,
Pop
dad.
song.
Dad, I love you, but
I love you, pops.
You could talk about my pops because I feel like he could defend himself. You know what I'm saying? You say something my pops can snuff you. Don't say nothing about my mother, bro. Like I will. Yo, don't.
My whole
don't.
thing is it's a battle. There's nothing. Fuck that. Like you in the I'm battling you. I'm going for the jugular because you know what? If I even sense that, look at you, emotional. I already got you. I already got you.
Yeah, so I guess I've been out battle rap. Nobody soon come out. Your
Exactly.
mom's in '88 was.
Exactly. How
You know,
Hitman?
Google
Fuck that.
my moms.
How Hitman start off with K-Shine? Some shit like that. You told Rex to stop talking about your baby moms or your daughter, and he said some shit. I'll fuck your baby moms in front of your daughter.
Yeah, wild shit. And even that, I'll be
That
like,
takes a lot
"Alright,
of moxie."
My daughter, I'm cool. Whatever. That's cool.
But your mom,
Not my mom said something different. I don't know. I don't got kids.
You can talk
so
about my. You
maybe.
can talk about my wife.
Kids,
Talk
they
about my
alright,
kids,
yeah,
but
well,
not my mother.
she
No,
alright. Nah,
no.
draw the line at
My
mom.
daughter's gonna be who she's gonna be, but not my mother.
That's the line in the sand. No mothers. That's it.
I could dig it.
I can't. I don't know. Maybe I'm a mama's boy, man. I can't. Don't.
Yeah, you sound like a real mama's boy over
fuck
there.
it. I
Somebody
claim
get him
it.
a tissue.
I hold it down, man. I claim it. Give me that all day.
Mother's Day's your favorite day, huh?
Every day's Mother's Day.
There
for
we
me,
go.
Baby.
Amen.
what's up. That's
Amen.
Yeah, for real.
Shout out to the mothers.
For real. I'm Word up.
Nah, so all right, so Murder Mook. Yeah, I'm just thinking, yo. So Murder Mook, right? 2-1. I have it 2-1 because third round it was a bit long for me. However, I will say this:
Third round was the mother round.
the third round. Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah.
The third round, I will say that it was 22 minutes. I have two feelings about it. One,
Mook rapped for 22 minutes in the third round.
22 minutes. He did a
Facts.
Clyde Drexler.
Hold on. Hey, yo, you know the ill shit? I left the room a couple times. It was like, damn, he's still rapping, but nah. Son, he rapped for 22 minutes in the third round.
Flawless, no stumbles, no mess ups.
And that was one of my points. The fact that this man was able to rap for 22 minutes, no stumbles, no nothing, no distractions, that was immaculate for me. I was just like,
he still
said-
lost that round. in my
God
opinion.
damn.
And the fact, yeah,
Unpopular opinion for me is that he lost that round. That's the
unfortunately,
one round I gave her.
unfortunately, unpopular. I like that. You like adding the
'Cause
unpopular
you told
opinion.
me a
I
lot
like
of
that.
the stuff was fabricated. I didn't
Uh-huh.
know until I spoke
the
to you.
mother
that the
thing
mother
is
stuff was
fabricated.
kind of made up. I'm
Yeah.
thinking he's hitting him with real, actual
Yeah.
facts from his life, and I'm like, son, I don't know if I could have kept my composure. I would have lost the bag because I would have just started
Yeah,
fighting.
we talking about how his mother was a dyke and shit
And,
like that.
Oh wow, and she left your pops.
And that's why he's
that's why you
feminine.
don't- yeah, and that's why you look.
Not
nah,
for
nah,
nothing.
nah.
A Verb does have that feminine quality.
And I was
No, he
saying that the
doesn't.
whole.
Rain,
yo,
he looked like
before
he'll
he
rock
even
your
said that.
outfit right
No, he
now.
doesn't.
For real.
I'll guarantee his
But
next
that
battle, he's
yellow
gonna
jean
rock that.
jacket,
It
I
was
was like,
terrible.
oh, God.
He looked like somebody's mother with that on.
Nah,
No,
I
he
ain't gonna
didn't.
front.
Whenever he did this with his shoulders, like Murder
If
Mook.
he would have rocked
What
the
are you
yellow jean
doing?
jacket,
Very
it's like
feminine.
his
no, he
essence.
shouldn't have
And I
had
was
it on
feeling
with a
that
jersey.
I think guys
That's
should
what
be
killed
very
it.
conscious when they put their hands on their waist. Whenever you don't put your hands on your waist in a battle. I'm not doing this in a battle. I'm not doing this.
didn't do that.
He did it a couple times. Go back to it.
I think he's very I
He's
had
very
that
feminine.
feeling before Mook even said anything about that. I don't know if that was used in previous battles, but I definitely said
Yeah,
that
it was
to the
used in
people
previous
who's working
battles.
at, like, yo, like joking on him, like, yo, he look a little,
He
you know.
look-
And I don't like whatever, bro. Do your thing, but I definitely. And then when Mook said it, I was like, "Yo, I'm not the only one that said it."
he definitely looked like he likes his butt.
No, but he
tickled.
lost me when he lost me with that.
There's a lot of.
When Mook was like, you get, that he started doing lazy writing too. Like,
I think towards the end of his
hair,
30 was lazy.
that's from a bitch or whatever
Yeah.
he said. I was just like, that's,
All right,
that's
now,
lazy writing.
I'll say this: I definitely think Mook won. There's no doubt, but 22 minutes is too long, bro.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yo,
That was
out.
intentional.
First
That was
10
intentional.
The first
OD,
10
though.
minutes though was fire.
Yeah,
course.
He didn't need no
22's
more.
OD.
But he went in, and that's what I'm saying.
22.
Verb to me finally had a round that sounds like Verb
Verb,
in
yeah.
the third.
I agree
His
with that.
third round was fire, but he does this often at the end of the third round because Mook raps so long. It kind of like
Yeah, niggas
it made
was
him
tired.
like it
yeah.
made
he
him
made
feel
us
like
just a
fuck
couple
it, like he
times.
dropped the
Yeah.
ball. He dropped the ball like because he out rapped him. He did. I
Definitely.
mean, 22 minutes to 8 minutes is
Yeah.
like, but he didn't outbar him in my opinion
He definitely did. I felt
because of the extended time.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely fair to say like the lineup for me was the whole shit about him being a vegan, how they had him in front of the GOAT. That shit was
That was the illest.
that was
vegan line.
fire.
That was fire
But why
to
did
me.
he didn't have
I
to
think
bring
he
it
shoulda
back in the
stopped.
third? Why you brought it back
yeah,
in the third? Like,
yeah.
brought it back
he
multiple
did.
abused that
Yeah.
angle.
Like that vegan shit, like do it once, boom. You murder Mook. You can do better than that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
But,
saying. It was equally
Yeah.
lazy, like
Yeah.
subpar writing on both of them.
I mean, this is just aside from this. They say this is a classic, probably the battle of the year. I don't think it was battle of the year. My
not.
personal
Better,
opinion,
better.
I think it was in actually John John's battle league, Loso versus B Dot.
That's a fire battle.
That battle right there, like B Dot's, he's actually up there. He's like my favorite battle rapper right now.
Yeah, B-Dot
He
is
I like
been-
Loso.
He been
Like he's been on a tear. He actually battled A-Verb, and I think he edged them 2-1.
okay.
They battled on.
it's debatable.
Of course, you would say that.
No, I'm saying the consensus. I gave it to B Dot.
Oh no,
I like
I'm-
to be fair. I'm not ever biased.
I like to be fair as well, but sometimes like
No, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think B Dot got that, but Averb had a good showing against B Dot.
yeah. So far, the body of the year so far was O-Red versus Cortez. That shit was a massacre.
I didn't see that.
Who got
Don't see it.
who got body?
O-Red when he battled Cortez, it was bad.
Red got body?
No. O-Red body Cortez.
He body Cortez?
Yes.
Why I didn't see that?
Oh my, don't see it. This shit is a massacre. Shout out to O-Red. That was. It was. I felt because it's almost like me being a fan of the Knicks. Like right, I'm low key a fan of Cortez, but when I seen that battle, it was like, damn. I was hoping he had like a round where it was just like he'll just get him.
Yeah. And
It
wasn't
never
happening.
happened. It just
I don't
never
remember
happened.
that.
It beats like that.
It's just it was bad.
It beats like that.
It was like a solid Steph Curry. It was a 3-0. It was solid.
Damn.
Solid. Like it was solid.
I gotta see that.
Don't see it. Just take my word for it. Don't give that any more views because I don't want that was just. Well, if you want to see it, go ahead.
It's on URL.
It's
I
on. It's
trust
on
you.
URL. Yeah.
I trust you.
If you want to see it, if you want to see a body. So we all can come to that consensus that Murder Mook 2-1.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
We might disagree on the rounds per se, but yeah. I
What
would
rounds
give
did you
it
have?
to
Did you
yo.
give A-Verb?
I liked A-Verb. I think I gave Verb the first one.
A lot of people do.
I
Yeah.
think I gave
How?
Verb the first one because
What the fuck was you listening to?
I like the angle of him coming with not one of us, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was the only angle that he could win at, and he really capitalized off that.
He
and
did,
I
but
feel
I didn't like it.
Mook's first verse wasn't as I think his second and the third one was better.
Nah.
If you got to compare the three.
I think
I
his
don't know.
first was his strongest, in my opinion, because I felt like he set the tone,
Okay.
and then he kind of like shot himself in the foot in the third round with that 22
At
minute
22.
shit.
Well, what I'll say is I'm trying to give Verb the first one for it not to be 3-0. Because if not, then it's 3-0. You know what I'm saying? If I say Mook won
But
first, then
first
it's 3-0
watch,
to me.
you saw it one time.
I saw it 2 times, and I watched it one
First
time. while
watch,
I wasn't
I
really
got
paying
moved
attention.
3-0.
First
Yeah, that's
watch,
what I'm saying,
first
yeah.
watch, I had Mook
That's what
3-0
I'm
too.
saying. I'm trying to give Verb that one round.
And then the second
but
watch, I'm like, oh, it's 2-1 because Verb was coming with that shit in the second,
Verb's
third,
third
round.
round was fire.
But then these motherfuckers was hollering 3-0 Verb in the crowd.
Again, when you on top, the crowd wants you to lose, man. They're gonna go against you. There were certain people that was
Particularly
in
for
there
him, because he
before.
doesn't battle consistently. And they have a problem with that.
But yeah, but you know how it is, man. He been battling for so long. He trying to expand his shit, and then once you do that, you gotta keep it fresh for people. If
Let's
he's
be
battling
real.
every week, he can't battle no more.
Let's be real.
You know?
I get what you're saying, but he hasn't been battling for so long. His last battle was, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah, but he put in so much work. I feel him. He's trying to get it to, because I mean, yo, like all respect to them, but I feel like he got higher aspirations. Like he's like, yo, I want to really, because he was with what, Rough Riders and all that, right?
And now his new deal, he got a new deal. He's on Conglomerate.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
my
he's looking at
thing with
people
Mook
getting money.
though, as far as the GOAT talk and me, and this is just my unpopular opinion, to me, Hollow the Dawn is the GOAT for me because
He is the GOAT.
Murder Mook hasn't got that. He hasn't got that rank for him because he hasn't put in work. He hasn't put in enough work.
Hollow is the epitome of a battle rapper.
Yo, he is the epitome. Like, not for nothing.
He does everything.
He proved it when he broke down Tay-Rock in that battle. And I felt like he did it in a way nobody's ever did it before, and it went overlooked because it was Tay-Rock. Tay-Rock is the people's champ.
But I think even that last battle with Goods, it was Tay-Rock fell victim to the same thing. The crowd, they didn't want you to win because you the favorite. When you the favorite for too long, people gonna always want to go against you.
And then when I'm speaking of how I feel you.
Goods
beat him.
He broke Tay-Rock down.
He broke Tay-Rock down, but I've never seen the way Hollow did it, the way he strategically constructs his rounds against his opponent is bar none. Is genius. The way he did with Charlie Clips. With Charlie Clips, I think he should stay in Wild 'N Out. I don't think he should battle.
He shouldn't.
I don't think he should battle
he's
anymore.
Not taking this. He's doing it for the money only.
He
doesn't.
Clips battle I seen where he went in. He walked on somebody. He walked on a couple people. I don't know. I think y'all.
He did, but he's not taking it seriously.
I don't know.
But
I think y'all trying to hit him. He ain't my favorite.
But you know what's crazy? That's a Harlem
scene.
rapper. So we're gonna save that Harlem rapper for another episode.
Oh yeah, cause I got some thoughts on that.
But so back to as far as we're gonna keep it rap, but I know I got a lot of flack for this one. Kanye versus Jay.
We're gonna let you say.
All right, hold on. Before anyone says anything, let's establish what exactly we talking about specifically.
And I'm glad you said it. It's like you was in my mind.
Because this can get very disrespectful.
Because you was in my, you must be in my brain.
Because we have to.
Pause
that. Pause that for a little.
I mean, yeah, because,
man,
we all right, man.
Straight pause, no homo.
I'm
You
just
feel me?
fucking with y'all.
Straight pause, no homo.
with you.
Grown ass man, Jay Kiss. Right? So I'm thinking as far as influence in the culture, Kanye versus Jay. And I thought a lot about this. In my opinion, my unpopular opinion, I think Kanye has done more. He's been more influential to the culture, has more pulse on the culture than Jay-Z.
Nah.
I am ready to debate that.
Debate it. I mean, give your example.
My example is this. Right? I'm about to. I got this girl.
Because I'm not gonna say much.
I know.
I have one thing to say.
All right. My whole thing is this, though, right? Y'all remember back in Katrina, right?
Yeah.
When he said the whole shit, George Bush doesn't like black people. I feel like with Kanye, he's vocal and he speaks what everyone is thinking, whether or not we feel it's the right time and place to say it, but he puts himself in that position to do so. And I firmly believe, even with this whole free thinking shit, the fact that he was able to evoke that much traffic on social media and in outlets and shit, they was talking about that shit in the New York Times.
It was stupid.
Hey, albeit maybe it was stupid, your opinion, but the fact that it pushed the conversation. He didn't give a fuck about his platform. He didn't give a fuck about his name being Kanye West. It was what he thought. And at the end of the day, say what you will about his beliefs or whatever the case is, I can respect that as a person who's an advocate for speaking their mind and saying how they feel, whether or not you feel it's...
You can't be that loose.
No. Hear me out. I'm not advocating as far as the slavery comment that he made. I just feel, honestly, I have my opinions on that statement because I feel like it was a bit misunderstood. I think that he should have worded it a different way. But we all have that hang up, right? I can admire that. But you can't knock that. Everything that he's done has shaken the culture in some type of way, albeit for the good or for us to think or whatever the case is. College Dropout, I feel like, and this is my opinion, my unpopular opinion, that was more influential than Reasonable Doubt, in my opinion.
We
And
know
I'm
that
willing
shotgun
influential.
right there, like, oh.
I can agree with that. I think it was more influential because it kind of set the precedent for what music sounded like after that. I think there are artists.
It reflected a culture.
I think there are artists like that you can point at a specific period in time where everyone before this artist sounded one way and everyone after this artist sounded another way. I don't think Jay-Z is one of those artists. He kind of just was the master of what it was like, but everyone pre-Kanye and post-Kanye sounded different. Drake is one of those artists. I think Rakim is one of those artists. Every rapper post-Rakim sounded different than before he came. He edited, so I think Kanye did that. But to say like he's more influential, like yeah, he flew off the handle on MTV and said George Bush don't like black people. Okay, but Hov is turning down the NFL Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Those are chess moves to me. Like, whatever, you just flew off at the handle to get social media to mention you a billion times. Like, that was beneficial for you. Hov is taking L's for us.
I don't think that
he would have made how many millions of dollars off doing the Super Bowl? That would have the ramifications of that would have been crazy for him. But he's taking L's for us.
Hov plays it safe a lot for him.
Safe, turn it down.
No. Hear me out.
Safe.
I say play it safe because with Kanye, he didn't give a fuck about his name by saying that shit. By calling out the president on national television.
I think he got more popping with that.
Albeit, but that could have been a death for him.
That was genuine to a degree.
I mean,
it was genuine. I don't think
interrupting a white girl when she's accepting her thing could be a death for you too. But
think about that.
Kanye don't really
think about that shit. The fact that he got more shit for interrupting a Taylor Swift on MTV rather than him calling out the president. That's just a reflection of the time. It's a conversation for another day.
Out the president was relatable.
It was.
The time because it was
and
a
I
sad
feel
situation.
It was like a physical attack on a white girl. That scared America. That's like, somebody's gonna come in and do this to your daughter.
I honestly
was just ignorant though, the way he did it though.
Yeah.
Like
The
how
way
you
he did
just
Taylor
step
Swift?
out of nowhere, like, excuse me.
He was
I
drunk.
know you had the album.
He was drunk, yo.
I believe it.
I was watching that live, and I watched the red carpet.
When he had a bottle in his hand.
When he went to the red carpet, I seen how much was done out the bottle of Henny. Anybody knows me knows I drink brown straight. I seen the level of the bottle. I was like, yo, he's not built for that. If he drink that much of that bottle, he's gonna be hurt. I'm not to say I know Kanye personally, but I know he's not built like that.
Henny.
He got in there and wilded out. He drank that much yak. Like he was on that.
Because most aren't built like that to just drink.
Yeah, and if you don't do this, that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't do that, don't do that.
He
bro.
had that Henny Black actually.
For real.
Was it
It was
black?
regular Henny. It was regular Henny because you could see through the bottle. The Henny Black is tinted, so you can't see. It was a regular Henny glass
you
bottle.
Speak from a
and I could see. Shit, I've been doing this for a long time, bro, man. Yeah.
You got all types of Henny in your crib, huh?
I mean, I graduated from the Henny. I don't even really drink Henny no more. I'm on Bullet. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I grew up, I'm a Tupac kid, so I grew up with listening to that. I was drinking yak, 10, 15. Y'all got songs about Henny, man. Y'all look it up, man.
I got
YouTube, but yeah.
Christian Brothers. Shout out to Christian Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Christian Brothers. Keep that low. Do not have anyone. Do not
shout out CB.
It's dope, yo.
Yo, but
that is E and J's cousin, right? Like
we're gonna fuck up the family. Nah, but I feel like I said, with Kanye, there's nobody out there who's more influential than him. And I feel like Jay, I'm willing to say he surpassed Jay in that regard. It could be debated, and he surpassed Jay as far as influence.
You know
on
why?
the
This is my one thing to say. You can never surpass somebody that by the time of your debut album had already put out 8 albums that were all top albums. If you're talking about legacy, you have so much catching up to do, and those bodies of work were dope as far as college dropout and graduation,
late registration,
even all those all fire bodies of work, and I think it did have more of an impact on the kids at that time, because
nobody's really
but hold up, Reasonable Doubt, you really can't say that's one of my favorite albums, and you really can't say that it impacted the culture at the time, because both Reasonable Doubt and Illmatic did not catch on until much later.
Didn't really appreciate it.
It wasn't. They didn't sell records like that until way later. So I don't think that you can argue legacy with someone who already put out 8 albums by the time of Kanye's first album.
I'm arguing the influence on the culture and as a whole.
Jay-Z has mega influence on the culture.
I don't
as a
think
whole.
not over.
Eight-
I'm not.
I mean,
as
do
far-
we have to go through the 8 albums? Like no other rapper has ever put. Not even Kanye has.
So I'm
done
not
that.
saying. So here's maybe I need to give it a bit more context. I don't think not just albums.
No, but it's part of the legacy. No rap. I think maybe T.I., I'm not sure, but no rapper has had impact like that. 8 years straight has consecutively put out an album every year. No rapper has done that. Because rappers are technically like, they're artists, they're lazy. It's like the average is every 2 years, every 4 years. Nas, look at Nas. 3-4 year hiatus, come back, get back to it.
I gave you life when niggas was forgetting you MC.
Watch your mouth. So watch your mouth.
Niggas
So
was
I will say
forgetting
this
he
though.
MC'd,
There's no
man.
classic with Jay-Z.
What?
If you take away, let me finish. There's no classic with Jay-Z if you take away Kanye from Blueprint. If you take away Kanye from the Black Album. If you take away Kanye
Okay,
Kanye
What are
away
we
from.
talking about here, though?
No, that's not my.
Not to say that Kanye didn't contribute significantly to those albums, because he was the architect making the beats. But don't try to act like at that time Hov couldn't have got anybody. He couldn't have got Timbaland and everybody
had
else to
Timbaland.
construct.
He
Is
had-
what I'm
he had
saying.
Timbaland.
Had
But
Pharrell and
that's
all
what I'm
them,
saying.
so
So
what are you
don't act
talking
like
There's
he
no
couldn't have got
Kanye.
beats from
You're
them.
not Kanye.
Stop.
Stop,
Yo,
stop.
Kanye's my favorite producer of all time, but stop fronting like at that time, Pharrell,
You sure about that?
Timbaland, and all of them. Yo, I just keep it real. Don't try to front like that masterpiece that
That's a part of his
Timbaland did with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Like if he wouldn't have sat down with Jay and created organically an album, that shit
But
would
my
have been a
point is
masterpiece. Don't act, bro.
that's part of Kanye's legacy. The fact that he was able to imprint his idea, imprint his genius onto that, and to pretty much put that up there.
But I don't think
That's my whole thing. He challenged Jay-Z in that regard, in my opinion.
But can you take like the fact that Kanye makes beats, like make that a negative towards Jay? Because like Jay doesn't make beats, so you can't really say.
I'm not
'cause
saying
it's like Jay's not doing that. Like, and Jay kind of created the platform for College Dropout to even be what it was. When Reasonable Doubt was coming out, it was their money. They was still backing it. You know what I'm saying? College Dropout came out on Rockefeller Records. That in itself is making MTV play the video X times a day. You know what I'm saying? Like Reasonable Doubt didn't really get popping until 2-3 years later when he popped, and it was like, yo, he dropped a album a couple years ago. Maybe we should listen
I
to
just
that.
feel like College Dropout is gonna age better than Reasonable Doubt because it's more relative to what kids are.
the
people are
production
going
is a
through.
lot better on it. Just
I'm just talking about as
because-
far as not even the production, but as far as the material on what's being talked about in College Dropout.
I mean,
when I listen to that
is
shit,
a point.
Because
when I
more people
listen to that-
more people drop out of
Yeah.
college than sell
I was-
dope.
at that
so
time,
that's always
exactly.
gonna be more relatable.
At that time,
Right.
I was a college dropout, and I was
Of
listening to
course,
that shit, and
of
I was like,
course.
"That motherfucker is speaking the truth."
Of course,
You know what I'm saying? So I think in that regard, Kanye and multiple other in other endeavors, he's pushing the culture, if not in a way that Jay-Z has not. Respect to Jay-Z though. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I think
No, Jay-Z
Hov is the
still
GOAT,
has
and
pushed the culture.
he's influenced so
You
many
can't say
things.
Jay-
He
I
is.
mean,
Okay, Jay-Z he had people wearing button-ups. Okay, what else?
Yo, bigger than that. Stop fronting like yo.
What else?
Hov had like Yeezys is popping and all that, but don't try to front like S.
Nobody was
Dot
wearing
did
S. Dot
that.
Carter's. Please don't talk about that.
Yes, they were.
Nobody was wearing that.
Yes, they was.
Who?
Don't Front.
Who?
People was
Were
wearing
you?
Rockaware.
Kanye.
Were you?
More people was wearing Rockaware than them holy
We're talking
homeless
about
Yeezy
S. Dot
clothes.
Carter's. Nobody was wearing them shits.
Yes, they
They
was for a
copped
little while. They
those,
was
yo.
Jamal
hot.
Crawford wear them shits for 2 games.
Nah,
he was
them
like,
shits
fuck
was
them
hot for a
shits.
little bit. All right, so I'll give
The
you that.
Gucci looking ones.
You gonna
Or-
try to front like Yeezy compares to Rockaware? Like Rockaware wasn't the premier clothes at a point.
They set the
You was
tone
fresh
for
with
Yeezy.
Rockaware, bro.
I'm not going front.
2003, 2004, 2005.
But it's
I
fair,
rock with
fresh
Yeezy.
but
with
it's fair
Rockaware,
to
bro.
say, but
I
it's
had a
fair,
rocker with.
but it's fair to say Yeezy has surpassed Rockaware.
The sneakers or the
Of course,
clothes?
that's
Sneakers.
fair.
The
Rocker-
sneakers, no. The Yeezy has surpassed S. Dot
apparel.
Carter, but Yeezy clothing has not surpassed Rockaware, bro.
Rockaware
Don't
had
act,
it.
bro.
Come on,
Clothing.
son.
Rockaware was dope,
Clothing.
bro.
Yeezy clothing is
Them
not.
Yeezy clothes with the holes in them and the homeless is nah.
That's
I
going.
can't
That's
get jiggy
what.
with
What
it,
he
bro.
say? What he say? That's
$400 for a
luxury
sweatshirt
for
with
luxury.
holes.
Luxury.
Hobo chic.
What
That's
else?
they
Hobo
calling it?
chic.
Hobo chic.
Son, I can't get jiggy with that.
I don't know the
chic.
numbers, but I'm pretty sure by next show I'll have the numbers, and I'm pretty sure it probably will surpass Rockaware.
Nah, Rockaway had an impact.
I mean,
on
if
the
you're
culture.
going by dollar spent, because
Nah.
like one shirt costs
The sneakers
$400, and you know Rockaway came out
I was
20
just
years ago.
I
so
mentioned
if you comparing
sneakers, and know
those
what's
things-
crazy? Your defensive ass, you went straight to Rockaway because
Nah,
you know.
I said I'll
Rockaway
give
was
you
more
that.
poppin'
Nah,
than
I
the
give you that.
sneakers.
The Yeezys is definitely more popping than
You
the
slick.
SB Carters.
Y'all
That gives
Jay-Z
a
fans,
point to the
man.
culture, though. Rockaway had a crazy impact on hip hop culture.
Hell yeah.
I'm not.
No, but it
that's,
gives a point to legacy.
that's the point to legacy. I get that. That's just one.
Yeezy is
That's
mainly
one.
the kicks. Is more so than how he's dressed, especially nowadays. Like he's doing too much. The suit with the slippers, nah, it's not popping. It's not hot.
When you
The
got money,
Yeezys are fire. Yeezys are fire. Undeniably one of the top sneakers. Period.
Yeah.
So we're gonna compare Yeezys to Rockaway.
I don't really
It's equal.
get
It's
Jiggy. I
equal.
mean,
I like
think
the
it's a
Yeezys.
little bit more.
Just
hype
can't
to
find 'em
me
in a
than
14 though.
Everything like, oh yeah, damn, bro. I feel
Yeah.
yeah.
I was up
Right,
in Flight
yeah,
Club
yeah.
the other day, and
Now
I
you
was,
gotta go on
Flight Club.
shout out to
stock-
Flight Club. I bought some
stock
kicks from
joint.
Flight
Stock
Club.
You
site.
are a baller and a half. Buying cakes from Flight Club. Woo, boy.
Shout out to the charter school system, man. for
Yo,
hooking me up,
man, goddamn.
Not the charter
Yo,
school
no
system.
bullshit. And I got a lot of cakes. Like, people always trying to, oh, where you got that? I have never purchased a pair of cakes from Flight Club, bro.
I have a couple.
Too rich for my blood, bro. I'm going, yo, I don't want to pay no more than retail, man.
I
I
can
feel
dig it.
stupid paying the $200 for shoes. Like, yo, you're a dweeb, man. What are you doing going here? But to go pay $4, I'll be like, son.
Nah, I didn't pay $4 for my shit.
Okay,
I paid like
alright, you a
paid
boy.
like $2. Like $2.
Oh, shit, then that's regular price then.
Like $2. Like, I don't know. Can't
shit,
remember.
that's
What you
regular
got
price
from
then.
them?
Oh, what I caught these 11s, the Jeter 11s,
Shit.
Derek Jeter 11s.
Shit, you pay regular price then. I don't know. You got the hookup in Flight Club.
Nah, there's
I'm
no
gonna
hookup.
text you after.
Nah.
I'm gonna text you after.
You know how-
Size,
we
too.
can find out.
Size
Good.
214, but the Yeezys they cost like 5, 6.
It just
I'm good.
depends. Right now, they might be a
I
little
ain't in
cheaper.
that
So
Yeah, I'm
you gotta
good.
go on stock.
Stock. I'm going
StockX is
stock.
good. Yeah,
StockX.
StockX is good.
But
I've seen StockX.
to bring it back though, Yeezy, right? I feel like I said before, his impact on the culture, I feel like is more relatable to it will stand the test of time longer than Jay-Z's will because of course the
I don't know.
that's just my opinion.
I think it's equivalent. I think
How
you're
so?
the first person to make a case. I never even thought about it like that, but I think it's equivalent because Yeezy would then have to. Yeezy would then have to still be relevant 8 years from now.
and I think he will be.
Well,
Because
that's
outside
that's
of rap,
hypothetical though. I'm just saying that Jay-Z. Do you know how long Jay-Z has been relevant and been up? Yo, he really has been up
that's what's up.
since the 80s.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that ass.
I don't know. It's just
His first body of work is 96, but he's been from that point. He's been up since then. That's 20 years already. That's over 20 years. Kanye would have to still be relevant 10 years from now to be equivalent.
I love Ye, but that shit is. I mean, with the Yeezys, the kicks is keeping him here. But like
He kinda
those
killed
good
himself.
good music albums that dropped during the summer, those was like that
this
really
year,
didn't
but the
do
other
nothing,
one,
yo.
You're
yo, Pusha
bugging.
T's album was probably one. I didn't
Pusha
hear
T
this
was
one,
popping.
but
Nas's
Pusha
album was
T's last
popping.
2 albums was fire.
I don't think it really like
That's your
nobody's
opinion.
never gonna remember none of those. Like it ain't how Ye
not
how. it
What
was
he did? No.
before.
And
And
I
Ye's
think
one of my Ye's my top. Ye's my top
Take your
5
time.
rappers of all time, bro. If I had my top 5 favorite, I'm not saying top 5 best. My top 5 favorite Kanye is in there, definitely, hands down, no doubt. But like these last 5
sometimes
good
people
music
forget what
albums,
Kanye has
wasn't-
done to done for the culture at times. Like
I'm
with
talking
this,
about now.
I'm talking
Right
about now too.
like
What he
today.
did with the whole dropping of the 7 albums, I thought it was brilliant. And
It was a
to
great
me-
idea,
to
but
me,
the execution wasn't.
I think it was
brilliant.
because look, Tiana Taylor's album wasn't bad. It was a great album.
I don't think there was no great albums from none of those.
I like. Well,
And
that's
forgive
your
me, y'all, don't
unpopular
kill me, I'm
opinion.
sorry.
That's
Yeah, it's
fine.
not.
I'm
Which
a
one of
Nas
those
fan.
albums
I
was
thought Nas'
great?
album was great. I thought it was good. I love Pusha T's
That's
album.
an unpopular opinion.
That's
yo.
fine. That's
I like
fine.
the Bonjour.
Bonjour
But
is my
even-
shit.
It sounded
White
like,
Label's my
honestly,
favorite shit.
To me, it sounded like
And
it was
Cop
a
Shot the
little
Kid.
bit rushed.
Cop shot the kids.
Cop
Cop
shot the kids.
though.
My whole thing
It
is
sounded
The
a little
sample
bit
is just
rushed.
what's fire. I don't
Yeah.
know. Nas didn't. No. I don't want to give my full opinion because I didn't really hear the entire album.
It
I
sounded
listened to that
rushed.
joint.
Nas is from
It
an
sounded
era where
like-
it took them a year to record an album. They was recording those albums in 6 days and shit. Nas is not really from that era.
He's
of,
not,
yo, record
but it
whole
wasn't a
album in
bad
6
piece of
days.
work,
I don't
is
think
what
it
I'm
was
trying
a
to
bad
say.
piece of work at all, but it wasn't.
Could have been better though.
But to my point, as far as Kanye
It was
and
written, though.
influence on it was. I like that. What you did with that. It's right there. It was written. Anyway.
Yeah.
But remember what Kanye did as far as Good Fridays? You know what I'm saying? I
That
feel
was
like it was
dope.
equivalent to that, and it was changing the structure of how we get access to music. Like I was anticipating what he was gonna put out the next time. You know what I'm saying? Not too many
It was
people
a
have
cool
that imprint.
plan, but it could have been executed a little bit better.
It had me going. I'm like, oh shit, what's next? Oh, Christian Dior. I was like, oh, he had Lloyd Banks. Who else he had on that song? He had Ryan Leslie.
I didn't hear anything on the Kanye album.
Man, Ye, you didn't listen to Ye either?
I did.
You gotta listen to Ye. I like Ye.
Again,
I like
Ryan
the album
Leslie
Ye.
was on what record?
Excuse me?
You said Ryan.
Oh, this was on the Good Fridays.
Oh,
joint
Good
back in the
Fridays,
day. Good
yeah.
Fridays, yeah.
I'm about to
Christian
say,
Dior,
what?
Fridays was lit.
Christian
yeah.
Dior denim.
Nah, I'm talking about the last Ye album.
Oh, Ye album?
I
I
didn't
enjoyed
hear
it. You need to listen to it.
I'll listen to
what
it. And
table
again,
at?
Ye's my top 5 favorite rappers of all time. I'm not gonna put there's maybe 3 or 4 people at best I could put above Ye. But I'm not listening to that shit, bro. That shit I couldn't get jiggy with it.
Well,
Like,
in my unpopular opinion, Kanye's legacy, or I would say Kanye's imprint on the culture, is at this juncture, at this point now, is much stronger than Jay-Z's.
I disagree.
I mean,
I'm open to.
I think that's more because
Jay-Z's married to Beyonce. Impact on culture. I hate using that one, like, you know, but that just shuts that whole shit down.
and younger kids are more familiar with
Both of them.
Kanye because Jay's prime kind of was a little bit further back than Kanye's. You know what I'm saying? Jay's prime was 2000.
But that's why he
2001,
married B.
2002. What I'm saying is Ye's prime was closer to 2010. So there's a generational gap. The kids that are really young relate way more to Kanye because they don't know about Reasonable Doubt. They weren't even born. They don't even really know about Blueprint. Because the kids that are 18, that was your dad plays that album. You like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
we're talking about impact in the culture. Right now, everybody, any age, is OTR. That's the only thing that matters. No one's talking about Kanye. We're talking about OTR.
True.
On the
You
Run
ain't
2.
lying.
On the Run 2 is all
You
that.
ain't
Is
lying.
what's impacting the
he don't
culture.
got
For the
that
moment.
No more. He
But
don't got
it-
Well,
that
that's
no
what
more.
but you just
Okay.
said that right now. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's not comparable. Kanye would
Yeah.
have to still be rocking for the next 10 years.
Word. At this level.
And then he kind of
will
like
be.
fucking up his own legacy with the. I'm not really knocking the free thinking, all that, and I do agree that he could have said things better, but that is what's fucking it up like a little bit too.
I don't think so. You see it
You
from a
can't
different
have
perspective.
college dropout and then get at George Bush and then years later say be so loose with your opinion and your platform that you didn't even think before you spit that out. I don't have so much of a problem with what he said as a lot of black people do, but it was the fact that he was that loose. You can't be that you like because you said something before about his platform.
Yeah.
It kind of like it's whack. It's kind of whack because you do know that you have millions and like 50 million people that are listening to you that are not just black people. That are all types of people. You can't be that loose with your opinion. You just cannot be.
I
I'm sorry.
think that was just for shock value. He ain't mean
And that
none
was-
of
that was
They
poor
was about to
taste.
drop 5
I honestly
albums,
don't think it
so
was
he
for
was
shock
just,
value.
that was
I
that
don't
was
think
for
so. I think
clickbait.
that's
You
how
I
don't
think
he
that's how he
feels.
really felt.
You don't think strategically that came out a month before he's about to drop 5 straight albums? You
Oh,
don't, you
well,
don't
yeah,
find
that too.
Like,
that was also
shit,
corny.
Come on,
right
man.
before all the albums,
That
that
shit
was
was
corny.
corny.
I honestly
Man.
think that's
I
what
was
he
born
thought.
that night. I wasn't
corny,
born
man.
last night, man.
That was
Like, come
corny.
on. That was because you
And that
about to
was
drop
being
5
loose.
albums, man.
Nah.
That's gonna be the biggest story. It was on TMZ. It was in the newspaper. It was on all of that. That's why he did that, man.
Was there any truth to what he said though? Slavery was
It's
a choice.
debatable.
I didn't
It's
see. That's the
debatable.
thing.
I
He
don't wanna
said
go there right now.
He said he didn't say
It
slavery
wouldn't
was
be
a
unpopular
choice.
opinions if he did.
I think he said 400 years of slavery was a choice.
Was it not?
And that I agree when he says 400 years because I think
How the
what
hell
that
can it
meant
really
was
be a choice?
what he was saying is for us to still be slaves now. That
That's
was a
what he-
choice.
what he was
I don't
saying.
think he was saying slavery in itself was a choice because obviously not.
I agree.
Yeah.
The meaning of the word means that
Yeah.
you're being forced against your will like that. That's an oxygen.
But
It doesn't make sense.
essentially,
He means
though,
now for us to still be doing it now.
What he
Well,
was
no,
trying.
He means that, but essentially, it's still.
It's the mind
It's
state.
a mind.
That's
it
what he was
is.
referring
Like,
to.
Still
It's like it
have
could have
that
been
mind
more
state.
Harriet Tubman's. Is what he's
Yeah.
essentially saying that it's like, are you going to die?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not willing to die,
Exactly.
then, yeah, it is a choice.
And I think that's what he was going. That's what he was trying to say.
But it was done too loosely.
He didn't articulate it right, and that was my only gripe, and that's when it provoked me to write a little piece about as far as that goes, because I was disappointed in that regard because I understood, but I just felt that the brother should have just articulated himself a bit better because I understood it.
Yeah.
But I just wish
He
he would have catered
apologized
to
for
them.
that.
Yeah, he did recently.
But just for that, if people notice that he apologized for how it made people feel,
Yeah.
but not necessarily for what he said.
Exactly.
Which I'm cool with.
I'm cool with that as well because I
Yeah.
got shit for that too because I feel like it is a form, it is a mind state because at the same time, little do people know that Harriet Tubman, she killed those who felt like, you know what I'm saying, they weren't going they weren't
all the
for
way
it.
in.
If they weren't all the way in, motherfucker, I'm not gonna take the
Risk
fucking
my
risk,
shit.
the chance of you going back to massa
Yeah,
and
hell
saying that I'm
yeah.
doing what I'm doing. No.
Nah.
She popped those.
Hell yeah,
and I
yo,
respect
listen,
that.
I ain't mad at you.
And that's just the whole
And I think that's what he was saying.
and
too,
that's
but
what
it
that's
was
what I
too
think.
loosely
It was
delivered.
loosey goosey.
It was too loose.
But like I said before, I mean, we can have this debate as far as Kanye West and Jay-Z's
I think you
influential.
make an argument, but I think it
appreciate
has to be
that.
proved a little bit.
It proved more by whom? Me? Moi?
Not even about you, but I never even heard anyone compare. I think it's a good topic. I'm
It
just
is.
saying you make a good point, but I still got Jay-Z.
And you know what, Rain? That's all I want to do. I
You know
came
what,
here.
too?
and that's
Drake
what I wanted.
and Travis Scott and all they are like the birth. They come from Kanye.
I'm not even gonna hold you, Rain. I don't know who Travis Scott is.
We can't do that.
Yo, not for nothing. Real
this
talk.
Is my problem. Like,
The
now
only
you,
way,
you seem
the
like
only
an old,
way,
like an OG,
the
like
only
an old
way
head right now.
I do, and I'll take that shit. Christian
No.
Brothers.
Wait.
But you know what I'm saying? The only way, the first time I heard about Travis Scott, I seen some shit on Facebook where he was with one of the Jenners.
Wonder who? Oh,
The
yeah,
Jenners,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh, he's whatever. And then I seen that a thread with Kanye West featuring Travis Scott. I don't.
Yeah, see, that's crazy for you to say how you fuck with Kanye so much, but you don't know who Travis Scott is. Like,
Because
Travis
he's
Scott's
on
basically
his
them
old
albums.
shit.
Like,
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Yeezus, or that
Wait,
Travis Scott
wait.
album.
Is he the
basically.
dude that does that? I get those goosebumps every time I have on my mind. That's him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So I know who Travis Scott is. I fucks with that. I get
Travis
those.
Scott
I
been
just like the hook.
producing-
I don't know
Travis
what he's
Scott
saying
is
after that.
basically responsible for all the sound, all of that hippie, trippy sound that been Travis's production for the last.
So he's a
almost
producer
10
rapper
years,
too.
almost, yeah. So and he was producing everybody's projects.
Oh, I never
7
knew
to 8
that.
years ago. So everybody sounds like this because of Travis Scott. Like, you know, his music isn't that incredible, but it's just that he was
It's
the
not.
one. Everybody's regurgitating his style.
You
so
learn
it's like-
something
I
new
like the
every
new,
day.
What's
Yeah.
it called?
Astroland?
Astroland.
Astro World, Land.
'Cause, I mean, it's
I
his
like it.
style. It's
Okay.
his style.
But
so
it
other
sounds
people
like
regurgitate
you
it.
just need to be like super high and just
Yeah,
like,
you need to be.
These kids is
8
super
records
high.
have like
yeah.
the same underlying beat, and I'm just like, okay, I
So-
need to like listen to this like in
The
the
kids
sky.
are super high.
You gotta
though,
be
like,
super
they're
high,
popping
yo.
super pills
So-
on
It's
this.
just floating.
Speaking of the kids, right? So this
Okay.
is a segue into the next shit. Like Cardi B and Nicki.
Oh, boy.
So.
Boy, this gangster-
Oh,
somebody's
my shit, yo.
gangster for this.
Let me tell you something, man.
See,
Yo,
Yeezys.
I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm about to feel it from this one over here, but I feel like Cardi B, as far as legacy, I'm good. As far as legacy right now,
'Cause y'all was drinking that shit straight. I got iced tea, baby.
for my brothers up north,
Word up.
Y'all was on G.
getting right up that Jack Mac. Nah,
See,
but
easy.
you know what I'm saying? Cardi B, I feel like at the end of the day, she's what she has going for her over Nicki is the fact that what you said prior when we met on Friday, she's 35, right?
Cardi?
No, Nicki.
Are we going through the age?
No. Here's my point. And you said it yourself, right? You was like what she has going that she doesn't have going for her. She's not personable, right? She's not the type to like put herself in a vulnerable state where her fans get to, well, besides her hardcore fans, but I think overall nationally. And I think what Cardi B has over her is the fact that she is so relatable and she's just so unfiltered. And it's like she has it out there. It's like everybody's rooting for her because she came from the bottom. And it was like, now look where she is. And I think with Nicki and you, and I know we discussed this before, when she had that interview with Funk Flex, she came off very bitter, very like, oh,
Your opinion? Because I didn't take that.
that is my unpopular opinion.
Because he came off as a blatant misogynist.
And then
Carry
that's,
on.
okay, that's your opinion. And I just think that the way it's going as far as music and as far as like what I hear, Cardi B is I feel like she's there. She's one up on Nicki right now because I think people so much more people can relate to her. And I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what Cardi B has records she's broken too that Nicki hasn't broken. Although Nicki's been number one for so long.
Name him.
I think
most
having
number
most number
stuff
ones,
like that,
most
like,
number
yeah,
ones, and like
consecutive
having like a
number ones
single
on
on
the chart, yeah.
for like months and shit like that. Bodak Yellow, which I think every middle school girl knows that song front to back.
Fire.
Every you gotta go higher age than that.
I
Every
mean-
No,
girl
middle school. I
from-
mean, because I teach middle school, so it's
Yeah,
just
but
like
I-
they know that shit. But I just think at the end of the day, Cardi B is more than just the music.
She has to be though, because she's
No-
not from the same.
Here's
cloth.
the thing, though, and this is no reflection on my how do I say it? It's no reflection on women as far as their capability of rhyming or rapping. It's just a matter of being relatable, and also it's not even about the if you're writing your own rhymes. It's just about if you being relatable to the kids, or especially the little girls. And I think Cardi B has that over Nicki right now, and I think her music will be a bit more, how do I say, stand the test of time longer than Nicki.
Again,
Boom.
I'm gonna go back to the point I hit on a couple times today. When you the top person, people always gonna be anxious to try to go
And you
against
know what?
and that's what a lot of Cardi B shit is.
I
Nicki been
totally
at the top
agree.
so
and
No
I-
matter
I
if she doesn't
constantly
write her shit.
compared Nicki to Mook because at the same time they were doing exactly the same thing, which is they both are used to winning. Nicki used to being her album always debuting at number one. It has never not debuted after a week of sales at number one, and it was publicized that it debuted at number two. Mook, everyone, the consensus of the culture is that he lost the battle. What they did, they both did the same exact thing, was running their mouth. Nicki got on her new platform, Queen Radio, and I'm reporting this from a standpoint of how people received it.
Okay.
They felt like it was distasteful. They felt like she's not acting like a queen or a boss because she's acknowledging people that she shouldn't have to or that she shouldn't. And the same thing with Mook. He was running his mouth explaining why he didn't lose, which made him seem like a loser.
Yeah.
And so it's very comparable. I always empathize with people before I just kind of like just say, I put my feet in their shoes, and I'm just like, you know what? Because we're all doing the same things, same devils, different levels. That's what I subscribe to. So you can't kind of like, as far as Cardi's music standing the test of time, I think that's like a
Yeah, nah,
that's
you
like
bugging
a
with that,
super
bruh.
No,
seance.
no.
Hold up.
Super
That's like
I'll
a,
let you go.
you
I'll
know,
let
I
you-
mean,
I'll let you
that's
rock.
a lot to say off of. And you know why? And I could rock with it because she is more relatable. And I think coming up, Cardi was more relatable than Nicki. What was relatable for Nicki though? And I remember this clip always goes viral when she said that she has beef with being broke. That is what went viral over the years, and that's relatable to the people.
I can dig it.
It was like, they finally saw her talk her shit. Like, I just got beef with me. And this is before the big Nicki. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, she is, but so what? They're different people. And this is the issue with women in the industry. So what? Like, you have like a Mano and you have like a Jay or a Fat Joe. Why does it have to be that because Cardi's here, Nicki has to go? It doesn't have to be that. It's
don't think
totally
that she has to
stupid.
Yeah,
go,
I don't
No,
think
but
she
hold
has
up.
to go.
competition.
No, but
Yeah.
but that's why she's been acting out, because if you following, the industry is kind of trying to like push her out because the industry coddled her for like 7 years. They kind of only allowed one girl at a time, and so she showed her hand in the Remy beef, in my opinion, where she kind of was cool with being the only girl. And then, of course, you get comfortable with no competition. So I do agree with the people that are saying that, Cardi's here and now Nicki's popping on her. You the queen, though. Nicki is the queen. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not, all the guys saying that it's the new, Cardi is not the new queen of rap right now. Right.
She got a little more work
but
to
the
do.
media is making her to be like, I saw Perez Hilton.
She's
he
the
put
hottest
out
right now.
She's the hottest
right
female.
now.
She's the
And
hottest
Nicki had the
female.
same experience
Of course.
however long ago.
I mean, that's
About
fine,
5
but right
years.
now, Cardi B is the hottest female
She's just
rapper.
a go-to, but she'll never be a better rapper than Nicki Minaj.
I'm
ever.
not. You know what?
No, I'm just saying
I
that
think
matters.
I think Nicki writes more of her raps than Cardi is. Maybe I'm wrong.
She
about
writes her
that.
raps,
I don't
period.
Know the specific. Yeah, I think. I mean,
She
I think they
does.
both get a little bit of help, but I think Nicki
Of
is
course.
responsible for more of her content than Cardi.
definitely think
I
they
think
get a little
I
bit
think
of
the
help.
large majority of
Of
Cardi's
course.
bars are not written by her. Therefore, I'm always gonna lean towards Nicki. Like, Nicki's an actual artist. It's
Right.
all the
And Nicki's from the
extracurriculars
MySpace
that's coming
era.
out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
always
Like,
say that.
it's
She
all the
got
other
this-
bullshit like the surgery, the VH1, all of that meant you popping. But like, as far as
All
rapping,
bull-
Nika can rap her ass off. You know
It's
what I'm
a
saying?
fact.
It's
I
like,
just think how
Nika raps
she's-
better than Belcalis or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like breaking down to
She-
real people.
It's not queen like how she's doing it right now. It's not
She's
queen
not
like.
reacting, but you can't
It's not
judge
queen
people
like.
how they react when they're always number one. You have to empathize. The same thing with Mook. Mook is being judged right now. It's not bossed up to be running your mouth on every platform, telling people, calling people nerds because they voted. That's stupid. That's not bossed up. Just be quiet. It's the same exact thing.
I think it's a different level.
No, it's not.
It's a
Different
different level.
levels, same devils. They both are used to winning. Mook has never clearly lost a battle since his return. This is the first time that the people have voted. Us three, we can say Mook won, but the consensus is that he lost. And so now he's going on every platform like, oh, you guys, oh, who uses polls? Only nerds use polls. You know, the street guys, they rock with me. Like, shut up. That's
I
just
mean,
dumb.
but what you supposed to say? Yeah, I lost. Like,
No,
nah, man.
don't concede
Especially
to a
when
loss.
you didn't lose. Like if it's a real like a sporting event and you lost, like y'all
Yeah,
lost the
but don't
game, I
be
can see you be like,
corny
yeah, I lost.
either.
But when you actually won, I can see Mook being
I mean,
like,
I
yo,
feel
man,
what
that's
you're saying.
bullshit. I won hands down.
But in
It was a
regard-
landslide.
But in regards to what Rain was saying,
What's the
I get
difference
that.
in what
It's-
and what Nicki Minaj is
you
doing?
say- you say
She's popping
She
on people.
lost. That's why she could be mad. She lost. I'm mad because I'm losing. Your shit sold more than mine. Like Mook being mad, like, yo, I won. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can hear him like
I feel like with Mook,
No,
you say
it's the
more.
same thing.
You say more when you say less. If that makes any sense. Like
And that's what I'm saying. They both were doing the same thing. Nikki was going on her new platform and attacking people. She attacked Travis Scott, saying that in her heart of her heart, she feels that he doesn't have. And people get,
Yeah.
people saying she's crazy and that she, he basically saying that Travis Scott does not have the number one album. And she basically
because of the
brought-
merch, right? Like if you
Not
buy
only
merch,
that, but
then
because
it gives you an
she
album
came
sale,
off-
so
But she's saying that it's not
he-
direct sales,
Yeah,
right?
says
And
it
number
was the merch.
two, because of his girlfriend. Now she didn't have to say that.
she came
She's
off
saying
mad
because his
bitter.
girlfriend, who's Kylie Jenner, she's promoting.
Of
That's like a
course.
top chick of the world,
Yeah, of
and she's
course.
promoting her man.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
just acknowledged, but she didn't have to necessarily. That's not queen like to.
That's
She
what I'm
didn't have to
saying.
address it. That's what I'm trying to say. The same thing with Mook. You don't have to address everybody saying that you lost. Just say, yo, I won. I don't care what y'all said. I won, and that's it.
And that's just making my point. Like I feel like with Nicki, she needs to be a bit more personable as far as not just to her core fans, but to even the fans that even are like
I
on
agree.
a cusp. Like for me, like I like the Nicki. I'm a expose myself a little bit, but like I like that pills and potions shit she came out with. That shit was popping.
That was
like
fire.
That was like post Safari and shit.
And that's
like,
a singy song.
yeah. And
song.
damn, that is a singing.
That's
song.
a fire song.
It is,
though.
but fellas is probably going, that nigga like pills and potions ass nigga.
Yup,
Pills and
yup.
potions ass nigga.
Everybody roast this nigga. Everybody get on.
Whatever.
Everybody
Pills and
roast him.
I can't believe you said pills and potion.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
Everybody roast him.
I'm in my.
Whatever. You listen to Pills and Potion.
Stop fucking around. You got your Taylor Swift on your iPhone, motherfucker.
When the fuck did I say I had Taylor Swift on
All
my
right, you
shit?
say that now anyway. But I got that shit on mine. But
Look, you telling me something even more. You trying to bring me down with you. I don't know.
I stay out too late.
Nah,
But,
you bugging. I don't know.
unpopular opinion. She's popping on the low.
Confessions.
Son,
one
if
right
you
here.
don't get the fuck out of here with that, boy.
Y'all fucking around. She do a song with Young Thug. Y'all bumping that shit.
I don't.
Nah.
All right, y'all say that now.
I'm not.
Or
It
she
might
do-
be hot.
Is she doing with
No, I
Takashi
rock
6
with some of
9
her songs, but
I fuck with Takashi 6
Exactly.
Why you looking at
Young
me like
Thug
that?
over
I do?
Takashi,
You trying
B.
to say like, oh,
That's like less dealing. Picking a lesser you.
sonically, this was Sonic. Sonically, I go for Young Thug.
Sonically, I go for.
Even though I don't know what the hell he be saying most times, it sounds good.
Sonically, I go for Pootie Tang. I go with them.
I mean, he sounds like he
I
he
go with
sounds
that.
like a good ass Pootie Tang.
that's
Shout
a
out
super
to-
fact.
Side I tell you,
You
running
can't
con.
deny lifestyle.
That's a
Never,
super fact.
lifestyle.
The
Ain't
fact,
no way.
the fact that you just said, it sound like you scatting hip hop.
The funny
Skip
shit
it
is,
and boop bop, but
That was a
come
fire
on.
song. We don't know what the
Come
hell he's saying, but
Come
yo,
on.
he killed it.
somebody just posted an old video of Young Thug and like where he was really rapping. Like he sounded like Wayne, like a broke Wayne, like just
But
exactly like Wayne.
Going
like, I
back,
didn't even
that's
hear
what
it. I didn't
Eminem
even know
said.
that. I
Eminem
didn't know
said
that.
that on the record. He didn't say Thug, but he said he named like Lil Pump and somebody else. Y'all are he shouted out Wayne. Y'all sound like
I
like
mean,
Wayne.
Wayne is promethazine rap. He's the one that really
So-
started that double cup shit.
That's a fact.
So to
Jewels really started it, and then everyone took it from him and ran. Let's establish that.
Let's
established
let's
that.
establish though.
Established
One of the
that.
best mixtapes of all time is Jewels and Lil Wayne.
Back like
I
Cook.
can't
Oh,
feel
I
my
thought you were gonna
face.
say back like Cook crack.
No, I can't feel my face.
I can't feel my
Yes.
face.
It's
Yes,
dope.
yes.
That's one of the best
They're
mixtapes
very
ever.
dope.
So we're gonna table that
Very
for
dope.
episode 2 because
From Harlem to
yeah, Harlem shit.
I
'Cause
can't wait to the Harlem episode. And I'm from the Bronx.
BX.
BX.
Harlem
DX all day.
got a reputation, man. I'll
But-
say that.
Cam all day. Dipset. Chip.
Per game.
Let's just say one of us at this table believes that Cameron is the best, worst rapper alive. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Somebody believes that.
So
All right.
And that's blasphemous.
Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. My unpopular opinion is the fact that she will have a stronger, I would say, a career that is relatable to the girls of this youth, and I feel like that's what has her over Nicki Minaj right now. As far as musically,
The
and
only
also
thing I agree with is
and I
that
think
that's
sound-
what has her over her.
yeah, and I feel like social media too, because she manipulates social media like nobody else, and that's what set her platform up for love and hip hop.
I don't know. I think the industry is trying to create disposable stars. The past
think
couple
she's
years, we
disposable.
see people they trying to create disposable stars so that
She's trying
when
not
you
to be, but they
stop,
are coming
yeah,
for her.
so that when you stop, going with the program and doing what they want,
Yeah.
they can just X you out. Like we was just talking about Young Thug. As much as he was popping 2 years ago, he was the #1 person. You know what I'm saying? And what have we heard from him since? They don't want to create Kanye's. They don't want to create Nicki Minaj's because like whatever you want to say about her, her pen is real. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's self-sufficient. So once
You
you
said
put
her
on
pen
that
is real?
platform,
Her
yes.
pen is
Yes,
real.
it is.
Let's
Like,
talk
I'm
about
from
it.
New York.
It's
Like I'm from
poppin'?
Bring it. No,
there
real.
might-
Real.
there may be
Real.
people that
Okay.
help, and there may be people that contribute, but nobody can front that Nicki Minaj
Okay.
can rap her
You know,
ass
one
off.
thing I'm gonna say,
Like,
I want
and
to
this shit is
piggyback off
before
that.
anybody. Yeah,
Her
like
flow-
she can
You
rap
know
her ass
why?
off.
Go ahead.
Cardi
Because
B's
of
not
the
writing
flow.
none
No,
of
no,
them
I know
bars,
that. I
man.
know that.
So
See,
like,
let's get this
it's not
clear.
We have
comparable.
to give credit.
No,
to
let's get this
the
clear.
Talent,
I'm not
yo.
saying Cardi B can out rap Nicki.
I'm
so
mad
I'm not
That's why I
saying that.
can't.
I'm mad
I
at
can't
this,
put
though.
one over the other.
I'm not. All I'm saying
we
as
would
far
never
as,
have this type of debate with men. We just wouldn't.
and I feel you on that, but
There
this
is no man that 'cause niggas- blatantly, other than Kanye West, actually, other than actually about that, other than Kanye West, that maybe Drake, people may say, but other
maybe.
than Kanye West,
conversation for another day.
right? But I'm hating that. Why does it have to be her, like someone who was created versus someone who was actually a writer? And have them compete. For
I think
what?
it's just about it's the nature of hip hop. It always has to be who's #1. Like
No,
maybe
but
they
it's
did the
mainly
Kanye
with
versus
women.
50.
I blame
Nas
Lauryn
versus
Hill.
Hove.
I blame Lauryn Hill
Oh God.
Well,
I blame Lauryn
what
Hill.
got to do with that?
because she set the bar for me as far as like listening to female rappers. I can't really fuck with Nicki like that. You know what I'm saying? Besides the pills and potions, right? But as far as everything else-
Content wise, you can't. fuck with
content,
what you
I
say?
feel like she set that bar, and it also made me think about my.
Nicki has time to grow. Jay-Z didn't start
I
really
don't think she
dealing
got
with
that much
real
time.
life
She-
issues until what age?
she
Like, let's not
35.
do that, man. Until 40. Till
But
40.
It's different because Jay-Z's
Nah,
actually
Minority
talented.
Report.
No, he
was
had
hitting
stuff,
on
but he
that,
didn't start
like,
really-
Minority Report was it.
Minority Report, he surprised me with that.
He
But
was- that
to
was
keep it in
it.
context, I feel like Nicki, like you said it though, like she lacks that being personable to fans in general, being vulnerable. Like
But it's
as
really
far as
not
also,
to the core fans, to the ones who are more like you,
Yeah.
who are like not sure. if they
yeah,
fucking
and
with
I
it or
just
not.
feel like you need more material in that regard, not being
she
afraid.
has time to be deep. She's not like out of here.
Well, she has that time because she's the only female rapper competing with
No,
Cardi.
just because she
It's-
has time to grow. Every artist has time to grow. And when you look at Jay-Z's body of work, he didn't really start honing into grown man bars until when?
I mean, just let's be real.
he was
she's
in
not
35. He
she's
was
not
much
com-
older.
But Rain, and this is not my. This
Yes,
is not.
he was. He was like in his 40s.
How old is Ho?
Jay-Z's 47.
He's 49.
Oh, damn.
No,
He's
he's 49.
47.
No, he's not.
Well, either way, he's on the bad end of
Shall we
40.
go to Google?
He's on the bad end of 40.
Hove is 50. Nah, Will Smith is
He like
50.
48. He like 48.
Will Smith is 50. I can believe
I'm not
it.
knocking. I don't care.
I'm not
about
knocking
age.
either. I'm not
He's
knocking
still one of
either.
the best, still current doing it. But I'm saying that give her time to grow. Everyone, Jay-Z, I bring him up because he's
gotten better.
at honing in on grown man bars. His last 2 albums. Matter of fact, the album after Watch the Throne was what?
Jay-Z hasn't gotten better.
What do you mean, like getting better? Like, is it like he had to
gotten
improve
better
or
as far
something,
as honing in on
Thank
grown
you.
man bars.
Because that's what I used to think Nas had over him.
He did.
Like he had that over him for so long.
He
until,
had balance. Jay-Z
until,
had no balance.
And I would say
Because that
until,
was his angle,
Nah,
more
listen,
so to
bro.
speak. But don't what
He
what's-
had that.
What's the song?
You don't think people can get better?
with Hove?
He got better
with
at
Hove
grown
and
man
Beans
bars.
Thank
about
you.
they pops, about they fathers. Like
Meet
that
the
shit
Parents
was,
was
real in
terrible.
the-
He
I'm
was
not-
struggling.
What?
Meet the Parents was
Take
terrible.
the what and leave the what?
It was terrible.
What?
He was struggling.
Meet the Parents.
Meet
I
the
don't
Parents.
know
That was
if
on
he-
Blueprint too.
What?
He was struggling. My unpopular opinion. He was struggling.
You are bugging. I wasn't
I'm
even
not
talking
bugging.
about that. I'm talking about the joint. What's the joint with Beans and Hove about their
Can't Be
father?
Life?
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
poppin'.
yeah, like he been doing that before. Like,
Beans
Life.
carried that.
just because you don't understand
Beans
him don't
carried
mean
that.
any nice.
No, we're not
We
talking about that.
ain't
We're not talking
Koofy
about
don't
that.
mean any bright.
You know what's funny? Whenever we have this Nas Jay-Z debacle, this battle, they go to the diss.
It ain't like
Exactly.
he don't like when you really break it down. And Nas is one of my favorite, but like I think
There
he
you
gets
go.
a
No,
little
he's
bit
not.
more
No, he's not.
credit
No, he's not.
for being
Nas
super
is-
conscious. Like
He just was
Yo,
had
man.
more balance than
And
Jay.
Nas
That's
had
what I'm
no-
saying. Jay
yeah.
didn't start having balance until when? The album after Watch the Throne. Which album is that?
is
That
it
was,
Uchi Wally Wally or?
it called?
The album after it was actually wasn't Blueprint 3. Blueprint 3 was before
No.
Watch the Throne.
After Watch the Throne, which album was that? That's his
remember.
first.
Magna
Magna Carta.
Carta.
Holy
Magna
Grail.
Carta. Magna Carta is the first album
Mhm.
that Jay-Z really tapped into other content.
Yeah.
Conscious content.
man.
As a body
Minority
of
Report
work.
was on Kingdom Come.
That was
Breach
one
Chair was
song.
on Kingdom Come. Stop fronting.
Beach
Like,
Chair was not a
that's one
conscious
song.
album.
That's not
That was a
conscious.
conscious song. Are you kidding me?
Bugging.
It was reflective.
I got daughters in my.
Reflective.
I got demons in my past, so I got daughters on the way. If the prophecy's correct, then the child shall have to pay for the sins of the father. So I bottle my tomorrows against my yesterdays in hopes that she'll be okay. And that's before he had a daughter. That's before he had two daughters.
fire.
Like predicting
That
the
was
future
fire.
type shit.
That
Stop
was
fronting,
reflective.
bro.
Not a conscious
That's
song.
one song.
Y'all said
No,
grown
it's
man
somewhat-
issues.
it's
What's
somewhat
more
man
grown
bars.
man
It's
than having
grown man
daughters?
Okay.
Y'all fronting, man.
Okay.
Don't-
It's
and,
grown
I,
man
and again,
bars.
Okay.
Hove is not even in my top, but don't ever do it, son. And Minority Report was on that same album. And
don't
what's
know
in it?
that song
And
like
the
that.
joint with what I'm talking about Minority Report, the shit for
Katrina.
The shit for Katrina. Once you loot, if you didn't have the loot, baby
Okay.
needed food, and you was stuck on the
Okay.
roof. Helicopter swoop down just
Okay.
to get a scoop. Come on,
all right,
man.
Okay.
And then the shit on that same album about Emery. The shit with John Legend.
He's not in your
Yeah.
top 5. We know these rhymes like this.
Because man, it's what you call a project? You know why they
Gotta
call a
be in your
project
top
a project?
five.
Because it's a
Project.
project, an
I know.
experiment.
I
where
know.
only it's objects and the object for us to
Okay.
explore our prospect. Yo, come on, man. Stop fronting, man.
gotta-
Don't front on Hove, man.
I'm not- I've
when
never
they try
front-
to
I've
get like
never
his
fronted on
conscious
Hove.
shit is up there. And really, I think his conscious shit is better than Nas. If you break it down song for song, bar for bar, yo, not
Aye,
just
aye,
that
aye.
because of his angle, but really break it down, man. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or Shorty owe you for ice? You know what I'm saying?
You actually,
is
is
it-
it,
no, is it
Uchi
Black
Wally
Girl Lost
Wally?
or-
Is it one?
Well, is
with
it
one
Uchi
mic?
Wally Wally?
Get it
Is it
right.
one mic?
Yeah.
Is it Black Girl Lost or Shorty owe you for
ice?
ice?
I've been real all my life. They confuse it with deceit. I got it.
Come on, man. Like if you really
tap
break it
into
down,
some old
song
Hov
for
today.
song, bar for bar, I think Hove is better on the conscious tip than Nas.
No,
which
he's
is
not.
Crazy.
You just named 3 songs from Jay-Z that was
Bro,
conscious.
nah.
I can name 10 songs.
from Nas that's super ridiculous bars like that.
So we're gonna just segue into that, into pretty much the I won't say main event, but
We gotta make it quick. 'Cause do
Kobe's legacy versus LeBron's legacy.
it. Okay, that's
I
all y'all.
mean,
No, it's on
anybody
YouTube.
who knows me, I ain't even gotta like. That's not even, you know. I don't even think it's a question of as far as who.
So remember, we changed.
whose
So as far as
legacy's more.
Kobe's legacy versus LeBron's legacy, as far as being on the Lakers, well, not as far as being on
That's
the Lakers.
not even close.
No, let me
That's
take it
not
back.
even a
Not even
debate.
on the Lakers, but just in general. I feel like LeBron's legacy will outweigh Kobe's legacy in the NBA.
How? I mean, and I think he's gonna always
First
like
one,
if you.
first one is the fact that he's the only player, and you know me.
Yeah.
Everybody who knows I'm the number one anti-LeBron. Not anti-LeBron. I'm the number one like LeBron. LeBron. I don't do that, but LeBron, I felt like he is the first player to ever come to the NBA with so much hype, so much pressure, and the way that he handled it. Let's be real about it. No scandal, no groupie drama, no nothing. No, his shit is unblemished.
Okay.
and corresponding to your boy, got the rape scandal, the shit with Shaq, the shit with Phil Jackson, the shit he getting 2-piece by Chris Childs, the New York Knicks, which is crazy, and he got body slammed by Reggie Miller.
To
crazy.
me,
I'm just saying,
all of that shit makes your legacy even more dope because
last two was
whenever I hear a black man hate on Kobe Bryant, I'm like, yo, whether or not you like the man, whether you're a fan or not, the fact that America tried to rip him down from that spot on some bullshit with some fake false accusations, everybody should be fucking with him. Nobody, don't forget, son is coming off the helicopter from court on trial for life. Like, if he got found guilty, he could have got life and was dropping 40 in San Antonio from off the helicopter, coming from court, landing on, getting out the arena and going into the arena 10 minutes and getting 40 on Pop in San Antonio. Like, that's legacy, man. You playing against, Bron is playing against the Knicks 4 times and Orlando 4 times and the Nets 4 times a year. Yeah, you going to the finals in the East, the junior varsity thing, you know what I'm saying, conference. But Kobe damn near 3-peated twice. It was getting 40 in San Antonio coming from court, man, on trial for your life. That nigga's playing basketball. He's on trial for his life, man. Like, I don't think nobody's doing nothing to that level.
So what we
Nobody did
so
nothing
what
like
we saying?
that.
So what we comparing is this. One thing that's unique about this argument, they both came out straight out of high school.
Definitely,
Both
which
was
is
perennial,
crazy. And it's,
both was perennial high school ball players. One of them was actually able to make a automatic impact off their.
I think that's more because of the time when he came in. Cole came in a little bit early, and they wasn't ready. The Lakers aren't going to hand the keys over to an 18-year-old kid in 96. Like, let's not get it twisted. You came in 2003 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He came in 96 to the Los Angeles Lakers. They're not handing the keys of the Los Angeles Lakers over to an 18-year-old, especially when they got two.
He had to develop.
They had 2 All-Stars, and then they traded for Shaquille O'Neal. If LeBron would have came into a team with Shaquille O'Neal on his team, he wouldn't have got the keys either.
He had to
you know what I'm
develop.
saying? And then let's not make it like when he came in that first year he was bad, but 98 he started in the All-Star game.
Well,
so 2 seasons in he was already starting in the All-Star game. So let's not try to make it seem like
LeBron
he was chilling
started
for a minute. In the East, man. Junior varsity, man.
You know this is killing me, but the fact is LeBron started the next season.
Junior varsity. What, in the All-Star game?
All-Star,
yeah, in the junior varsity East, man. The Eastern Conference has been terrible for 20 years, bro. Book it.
If you compare,
all the years when Atlanta was number one and Indiana was number one and Toronto was number one, JV conference, man. And I played JV, Madison Golden Knights. What up? Y'all already know, but they are junior varsity, man.
How many texts you had?
Bro, a lot.
I'm pretty sure.
A lot. Mad text, man.
You compare the numbers, LeBron's numbers will surpass Kobe's, and also if you think about not only the numbers, but you think about this. If you give
Kobe playing the East
feel me on this, because you probably going to crucify me. You give LeBron Kobe's team when they weren't making the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put LeBron on that team.
When did Kobe make the playoffs? It was like
no, not make the playoffs.
You took
when they got out.
When it was the early outs.
Yeah.
When they was okay.
When they stopped making the play. When they stopped like being in playoff contention. When they had Dwight Howard, not playoff contention.
It was making the playoffs to me.
Okay, so you're right. So let me just rephrase it then. When they were not championship caliber team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put LeBron on that team. They are championship caliber team.
No, that LeBron in his 16th or 17th year. No, let me see that. And he's on a team similar to that now in the Western Conference. So we can revisit this conversation because he's on
it's a
the
similar
Lakers
team
right now in the Western Conference. Yes,
they have a Dwight Howard type of presence.
Dwight Howard is butt.
They have a Pau
Dwight
Gasol
Howard
type
always
of presence.
been butt.
I'm talking about that team. When they had Dwight Howard, he is butt.
Dwight Howard is butt.
They had Dwight Howard. They had Pau Gasol, and they also had Steve Nash at the point guard, who was still producing.
Who never
until
played.
He got hurt.
Stop front. He
No,
never
played. But he got
bro.
hurt. He got hurt.
Reason Steve Nash is a big part of the reason Kobe Bryant's career didn't last as long as it did because he had to be the main ball handler that year and the main scorer and playing defense on the best perimeter player. So that took his career away. If we could have somebody that could have distributed and just let Kobe score, he might have been there for a couple more seasons. And don't front like they didn't take Chris Paul away from the Lakers. And we seen that Chris Paul last season with Houston was 1 game away from defeating Golden State. So what Chris Paul would have did 7 years ago with Kobe Bryant, if last year with James Harden he was about to dethrone Golden State, what he would have did 7 years ago with Kobe. 2 more rings, then he got 7 and the most points ever, and it's not even a debate over who's the best ever Because if he got 7 rings and the most points ever, it's not even a debate.
So the
Real
best,
shit.
The best ever is omitted from this debate right now. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about as far as two.
but if
As
you're the
far as
best ever,
these
the
two.
legacy, I think that speaks for itself. The best ever, you got the like I'm the best ever. My legacy is untouchable.
I'm talking
To
about.
me.
I'm comparing these two legacies. I feel like LeBron James, as far as his legacy, will surpass Kobe's, especially the fact that he's coming to LA.
If he don't win another
if he
chip,
don't- if he wins,
if he don't win another chip, does his?
I'll
is
put
his
it to you like
legacy
this.
surpass Kobe?
I'll put it to you like this. September 2nd.
Yeah.
If they beat Golden State in a 7-game series, he would have surpassed Kobe Bryant's legacy.
Hypothetically,
Kobe Bryant has never played against a caliber of a team as Golden State, and the fact that if he were to beat them,
okay,
that surpasses Kobe Bryant's legacy as
okay, I
in
can
an LA
see-
uniform.
Okay, now hypothetically, let's say this happens: Western Conference Finals, they beat Golden State and then lose in the finals to Boston. His legacy still surpasses Kobe Bryant in a year where you don't win a ring.
Yes. Yes.
I'm a Laker fan, bro.
Yes.
Banners count around here.
No, I agree with you.
We
I
don't
agree
raise
with you.
Western
But
Conference
the
Finals
masses,
banners.
the
and
masses
staples, bro.
will agree that the fact that he beat.
Winning the
First, let's
semifinals
just-
round.
let's just be
man?
real.
Winning in the semifinals.
I'm not too sewn on on Boston, so I
I'm
actually
just
think
saying
the Lakers have a
hypothetically,
chance.
if that happens, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a Laker fan.
I have a
Anybody knows me knows I've been a Laker fan 20 plus years. I bleed purple and gold. We're not going to no fucking finals with this team, man.
All I'm saying
Keep
is
it
that
real.
in this argument, if LeBron James beats the Golden State Warriors in a 7-game series to get to the finals and or a second round, whatever, he would have done enough, in my opinion, to surpass Kobe Bryant's legacy as far as
They would have to also win the championship that year, but I think if you dethrone
Okay.
Golden State, then you
Okay.
definitely win it. So I could agree with that. If
You know
he
what I'm
does
saying?
that, if he does that, barring injury, and if he does that, and we add Boogie Cousins and AD and all of that, then I'm not giving him that. He beats Golden State with this team.
Yeah.
I got you. You got
Okay.
that. I
All
give
right.
you that.
So I feel good about that argument.
I give you that.
So lastly, real quick, to close out the unpopular opinion of the day, Ether versus Takeover.
Oh gosh, that's not something to bring up right now.
Ether versus Takeover.
Ether
real
all
quick.
day.
Ether.
It's not unpopular. That's a fact.
What about you, Carnegie Kid?
Man.
Anybody from Brooklyn gonna say take
yeah,
over?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm
Oh,
from
boy.
Brooklyn, but I like Nas more than Hov. Let me establish
I'm
it.
starting to
But-
think you perpetrating a fraud. You can't like
No.
Nas more than Jay-Z.
Why can't I tell the truth? Why can't I just tell the truth?
You
If I
recited
say-
too many Jay-Z bars, some
cite just as many-
non-popular Jay-Z songs.
I could spit just as many Nas bars.
what's crazy?
If you want it, like
You already know his shit is Jay-Z because he's trying to come up with an explanation. Who is it?
I'm a kind of man. Yo, listen.
Ether,
Hov drop.
Ether versus Takeover.
Which one?
Hov drop Takeover at Summer Jam, which if I'm not mistaken happens in July.
Okay.
Nas did not drop Ether until November, and all you were saying was dick sucking lips and hearsay, nothing. So, bro, like Takeover was better to me, man. It took you 5 months to come up with dick sucking lips, and Nas is such an exceptional lyricist that for it to take you 5 months and the best you
That's not
came
all
up
he
with
said,
was dick
though.
sucking
That's
lips.
not all he said.
That wasn't the best.
And the real hoish shit about it to me was you gonna try to use Pac voice on the beginning, like Pac fucked with you. Pac didn't fuck with you, bro. Pac felt even worse about you
Pac's
than he
voice
felt
on the
about Hov.
beginning?
Fuck Jay-Z. That's Pac,
Oh,
man.
oh,
That's Pac, and you gonna bring that's some super hoe shit. That's the first time I heard before
Pac then messed with Jay-Z and he sampled Bonnie and Clyde. What are you talking about?
But in a diss
What are you
track.
talking
but
about?
in a diss
That
track.
kills that,
in
though.
a
What are you
diss
talking about?
In a diss track,
Boom,
though.
boom, boom, boom,
In a
boom.
diss track. He didn't sample it. He
Doesn't
remade
matter.
it. He remade
No,
it. Sampling
he
it.
still used it.
Come on,
Come on,
But
Sway.
you using it in a diss track versus somebody, and you
I give
using
you that.
diss
Or
audio
that's-
from somebody who didn't fuck
Doesn't
with you.
matter. This track, it's a
Yo,
track.
When I first heard Ether, before the song even dropped, them first 2 split seconds, as soon as it said "fuck Jay-Z," I'm like, son, this nigga used Pac. I had the sour milk face on immediately. Like, you can't use
Probably
Pac.
1 out of a million.
Yeah.
You can't use man. I've heard multiple people,
Yeah,
and I'm
only
not gonna
people from
big up
Brooklyn.
nobody from
Only Brooklyn.
Nah, I know multiple people that
Nah.
say
The fact
Ether was
that-
whack, man.
You're bugging.
And then
So-
24 hours later, he dropped Super Ugly.
And that
I
was super
speeded in
whack.
your Jeep, left
Super
condoms on your
Ugly
baby
was
seat.
not
The
fucking
most
with Ether,
disrespectful
B.
line in rap history. I speeded
That's
on
that
your Jeep,
machismo
left
bullshit,
condoms on
yo.
your baby seat, and it could be true, cause and it's ill because he dropped the foreshadowing Who else is using foreshadowing in battle raps, man? Cause you know who. Did you know what? Well, you know who. Let's leave that between me and you. And everybody was listening to Takeover like, yo, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Talking about he was fucking your baby moms, man. The most disrespectful shit you could ever
But
do,
it did
man.
not, as a record, it wasn't
As a
better
record,
than
it wasn't
Ether.
better than
It
Ether.
just
It
wasn't
wasn't
better
better
than
than
Ether.
My
as a record.
unpopular opinion.
Takeover
Ether was
is a good
nowhere
record, but
close.
He
to
lives in
Takeover,
Brooklyn, ladies and
man.
gentlemen.
I'm born and raised,
Ether
man.
is like the Drake diss on Meek.
Yeah.
Ether was in the clubs.
Yeah.
Takeover was at first, but Ether was in the club.
And again, y'all done brought me back to the point I've been making
Please.
this whole podcast.
What the fuck was that?
When you the number one person,
What?
everybody's
No,
gonna
that
fiend
holds
and try
no
to go
weight
with-
against you.
Nah.
And that's exactly
No.
what happened
Jay
with Ether.
and
Hov
Nas
was
was both
operating
number
it.
one.
Exactly.
I gave you life when niggas was forgetting you MC. Let's not try to front. Before Ether dropped, before Takeover dropped, Nas was quiet. It was quiet for him.
Well, all
I
for-
gave
all-
you life when niggas was forgetting you
Not for
MC.
nothing. Not
That
for
shit
nothing.
was
What
real.
year is that?
It was
No,
documented.
it wasn't.
It was
What year is
documented.
that?
That
What
was
year is
like
that?
2001.
It was quiet for him.
It was honestly, it was around the time I believe.
After
his-
it was
his
written, it was
mom-
quiet.
No, it wasn't.
It was quiet.
He came out with I Am.
Nostradamus. That was
I Am. That was popping. What are you talking about? Hate Me Now?
You bugging.
You
I Am was
bugging.
okay. I Am was what, 97?
That was like
98?
98, 97. 98, 97.
I gave you life.
98,
98,
98, 99.
MC.
You bugging.
I'm a legend. You should take a picture with me. You should be happy to be in my presence. I should charge you a fleet. A big dog, Glen Rob, listen, guard you a fleet.
You are no longer a Nas fan.
Jungle's a garden to me. Come
You are
on,
no longer
man.
a
He
Nas
was walking.
fan.
I didn't hear nothing. Nas is so good lyrically that I was expecting to break him down, and there was so many things
Interesting.
about Hov that you could break down, and you didn't say nothing but dick sucking lips and using
That's all that
Pachi
you got.
voice
That's all
and
you-
using like that was the whole song. Is what I'm saying.
No, it
Tell me
wasn't,
something
yo.
factual in the song where he broke
The
Hov
whole
down. and
song
you
was
like,
in the club,
ooh.
though. It was a better record.
Again, it's
When we
two of
edit-
y'all here.
When we edit this video, I want us to close this show with Ether.
Please do.
With a bar that you're not familiar with, because I'm. Matter of fact, when
I
we
could
leave here,
spit
listen
the
to it.
whole shit right now if you want me to. The
Nah,
same
we're
way
good.
I'm spitting, I
But
can
you're
do
gonna
it.
spit it with less conviction. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
We need to close out.
we need to close out with that one.
Brace yourself for the main
Oh
event.
my
Y'all are
God.
patiently waiting. It's
Hey.
like, come on. I know, man. I know my bars, man. Trust me, I'm a rapper. I do this. I know both of them songs from front to back. I can spit every bar.
So in
And it's not
synopsis,
really nothing.
Reef has takeover over Ether.
Definitely.
So-
and it's definitely super
Never.
ugly.
Never.
And
And
that-
definitely the
Ether.
intro to Blueprint 2.
That
where
is-
he really walked on him for a whole song.
Ether over Takeover,
Because
B.
Takeover was a couple of bars. Takeover, the whole song was not about Nas. There was a couple bars about Nas. Three
That's
or
why
four.
Ether is a
was
body.
whole song.
Ether is a body.
It's a
Compare
body.
that
Ether
to
is a
super ugly.
body.
Hey,
yo.
hey, it's 2-1. You lost. 2-1. You lost. So
Listen.
on behalf of yo, I want to shout out Reef. I want to shout out Rain.
Thank
I
you.
want to
Thank
shout
you.
out everybody. I don't know. I just want to shout out everybody.
Everybody.
I'm really happy about this, so I can't wait to episode 2.
Hell yeah, left side.
Unpopular opinions.
Unpopular opinions.
Yes,
Unpop.
Boss Rain Chick, Carnegie
Boss
Kid.
Rain
You know.
Chick. Boss Chick Rain.
Please, if you haven't, check out that face off interview so you can see the face that Boss Rain Chick made.
Definitely.
Check it out.
Why is he calling you Boss Rain Chick?
I don't know, Boss Rain Chick. I don't know, man. It's the Christian
Boss
brothers.
Chick. Shout out to all the
It's
Boss
the
Chicks.
It's the Christian brothers.
So we out of here.
Next show, no Christian brothers.
Yes, no Christian.
Christian brothers. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for listening, man.
Yes, we
All
out of
right.
here.
Chip.
Yeah.
You're